imagine for an American it might take a week, maybe 2 weeks. I imagine for the Iranians, given the level of destruction, it would probably take on the order of a month. But all of this is guessing from an impression I have.
This ain't nothing.
Like I'm not repeating military intelligence. Like I don't know.
Projected on me, mate.
Okay, good. So we're talking about 3 weeks. That's a long time. That's a fucking system, right? Fixing their fucking runway. No. That shows a lot of things. Go ahead.
But let me ask my question. So if you want it to be fair, just let me ask my question. So Marshall, I have several questions. First, why they asked for ceasefire? I mean, United States and Israel. During the 12 Days War, Israel asked for ceasefire, and afterwards, in this war, again, United States asked for ceasefire. First question. Second question, how much it would take United States to replace a radar or multiple radars in the region?
But hold on. Radar, okay. And then technology-wise, how much more advanced is U.S.?
Ali, hold on.
Go ahead.
Now you're going very technical. You're asking how long will it take to replace a radar? How many radars did they take down? And what do you mean by radar? Are you talking about anti-missiles? Are you talking about radars that are tracking planes? Are you talking about radars that are tracking boats? Are you talking about radars that are fucking tracking the weather? What radars are we talking about?
Radars tracking weather, radars tracking any object flying in the sky. It can
Okay, but those are different radars. You understand?
What do you mean that those are not radars?
I
What
said
are those?
No. They're different radars, meaning each service has a separate component of radars.
Yeah. So the military has a lot of radars. So which radars are you talking about? That the Iranians destroyed. The Iranians destroyed American radars. Which I'm talking. What do they specialize in? How many of them? And in which basis? Because I'm going to be looking it up if you're speaking the truth or not. Because I'm going to actually take a look.
Yeah, just take a look, whatever. But
Ali,
Sure, whatever.
Ali, listen to this. Ali, hold on. Listen to this.
I want to welcome Viking and Mountain. Pepe, welcome.
Okay, Ali, let me give you a little history lesson, which is not too far out. Venezuela, they went in. Listen. Hold on. Be quiet.
I need to ask the Viking, you want to have fun?
sure, I'm always about having fun.
Let's hear Sam speak. I want to hear.
Okay, can I just land real? I'll make it real quick. Okay, listen. All your radars and everything is as in Russia's. U.S. already practiced on how to destroy those ahead of time in Venezuela. Okay, listen. You have nothing to show for it. U.S.'s intelligence, U.S.'s technology in military and everything else is 10 to 20 years, maybe more to IRGC, 30 years ahead of you. So whatever you repair and you come back, you're still way.
Wait a minute.
behind.
Did this idiot say that Iran is 30 years ahead of the U.S.?
Yeah. Could you believe this junk?
I thought he was saying they were behind.
Yeah, I thought he was saying behind us.
I didn't know that the goats were ahead of U.S. intelligence.
He's reading the
Viking, you're
IRGC.
military. Is Sam IRGC or he's pro?
Bro, what are you talking about? Are you okay?
This is Jahab Abdul Abdullah Sam. He is the next leader of the IC.
Yeah, he's reading the talking points.
I'm only Rockets fan. That's all.
And so he's Iranian and basically living in Canadian, right?
Yeah, they email him the talking points.
So I was reading. So they came out with the list of the 42 damaged or downed planes today. I believe there was only one F-35, and it was an F-35 Lightning II. Yeah, that takes off from a carrier. I don't know how it was hurt, or even if it was done due to enemy fire. But we knew about the F-15 Strike Eagles, and I believe those were shot down by I forget. I think it might have been.
I think it was
another friendly.
It was from Kuwait.
Kuwait, yeah. And so the ones that were getting, they hit a few.
Hey, by the way,
Yes,
guys,
but they
what was up with those friendly fires? I don't get them. Can somebody explain?
So they were in the air. It was in the. They were both in the air. They're doing their operations, and I don't know how. Either there's heat-seeking missiles that were fired and they went towards the plane. I don't know how it was friendly fire, but it was friendly fire with Kuwait and Iran. But probably Iran national TV said that they took down the planes because they had to kind of gloat on that.
But the only planes they had a couple early warning, like the Sentry. There's another one. These are which are really big airplanes, like 747s. That
You're talking about the KC-47 Strata tankers.
Yeah,
The
there was a whole
flying
bunch of
gas
tankers,
stations.
and there was a whole bunch of. Well, no, I'm talking about the Sentry. It's the early warning.
Yeah, Marshall.
Oh, the one with the dome on top. Gotcha.
Yes, and there was
Midwest.
almost all of the others were what the fuck? Yeah, the tankers, and you had a few high-flying drones that were taken down. But other than that, what I find really interesting is Iran cannot fly, and we already know, they don't even have, what do they have, third or second generation fighters at this point? I think they have some.
They have second.
That's some F-14s. Yeah, they had some Tomcats.
They have the second.
We're talking about 50 years ago.
They have propeller jets.
And what's really funny is that Israel and the U.S. can fly over, and Iran knows this, but they can fly over at will, the actual fighter jets that do the bombing. And of course, we have our stealth bombers. We can drop munitions in Iran, and they cannot do a fucking thing about it. And they sure as fuck cannot fly.
You mean Israel, right? Israel? Mossad?
Well, no, Israel and the U.S. can drop bombs in Iran, and Iran cannot stop it. But however, Iran cannot go. They can't fly over Israel, and because they'll end up getting shot down.
There's a very great point you claims, okay, that we have ceasefire. And there's another thing.
Hold on. What about the ceasefire, Ali? Tell them who asked for the ceasefire.
35.
Ali, tell them who asked for the ceasefire, Ali. Oh, no, Ali. Stay on topic. Who asked for a ceasefire?
Who asked? Ali asked. Come on.
Who asked for the ceasefire? Come on, Ali. Say it, boy.
It's a really short answer.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
It's America, Israel, Iran. Who asked for it? Come on. You got 3 options. Which door are you going behind?
1, 2, or 3.
Which door do you choose, Ali?
No.
What? Which door do you choose? Who asked for the ceasefire?
Your country asked for ceasefire.
Israel asked for the ceasefire.
Israel's the last country out of the 3 that will ask for a ceasefire. But didn't the Gulf Arab states all pressure or urge Trump to drop it?
Pakistan. No, Iran asked Pakistan, and Pakistan asked on behalf of Iran. So he can't admit that is it. So he says America asked for the ceasefire, even though he's saying, hold on, Ali, shut up for 1 second. The man is speaking. So the problem is what Ali is saying, that America is losing. That is the problem, number 1 problem that Ali is speaking on. But again, we can debunk who did the fucking question here. So the first thing we asked him, he told us Iran is losing. He told us that, what's it called? America asked for a ceasefire because they're losing. So as Americans in the news that you guys know, who asked for the ceasefire?
Who asked for the ceasefire? Yeah. It's a very great question. Let's go.
I mean, Ali, look, I'm not even a fan that this war started. I'm on that side of the camp, but there's no denying that. I mean, your fucking leaders were killed off. I mean, look at what they did to your country. And what could they do in return? Fire some fucking half-assed rockets, drones. Basically be a nuisance. But they really weren't able to do much. The reality is the level of asymmetry you are going to have when it comes to the country like the United States.
Yeah.
There's no way your country could withstand it. If we had ever done an actual full-scale invasion, that's that. There's nothing you could do to stop it.
So Pepe, first answer for you. Why you are opposing this war, and you have, for sure, you have your own reasons, right? That you are opposing this war because
I have my own reasons.
Yeah, because it's. Oh, dude, just
listen. You know how much intel U.S. and Israel combined they have together?
Dude, I don't give a
shit. Listen, asshole. They came and killed specific targets, and they went back to their business. Listen, you have nothing on them. Nothing. Zero. Listen, all you gotta do is surrender right now. You're at the point of saying, I'm sorry, and you need to go about your life. Maybe somewhere else, I'm hoping. We may put you in Mashhad for a couple of years, but then eventually you gotta go to Russia or something.
The Prime Minister of Germany
That's
came
it.
up. The Prime Minister of Germany came up and said
Ali is
that
a
United
juju.
States.
No, there's those of us that believe that this was a disaster for a different reason. Not.
Why? How was it a disaster?
Sure, because the IRGC is still in power, and either you have the political will to absolutely stomp them out, or you don't fuck with them. Reason being is because then they can just pull off stunts like this, where they, end up closing off the Strait of Hormuz, make gas go way up, cause even more instability, and they still are in control of the country. They can still kill the people at will.
Listen. Starting from George Bush all the way to now, they should have done something. No president in America did anything except Trump the first term.
Do you know why we didn't do it?
They should have already in two countries.
Listen. Don't we
You know
know
why
RGC is the biggest supporter of the terrorist group?
Do you know why we didn't do anything? Because the Americans have had an invasion plan for Iran on the shelf
20 years.
More than 20 years.
B1, B2, yes.
More than 20 years. And every time we run a war game and we conduct a full-scale incursion, the time the U.S.
Shut up, Ali!
The time the war game was successful, we had to stipulate 3/4 of the Iranian military equipment was just non-functional. So yes, Trump had some guts and he took out the targets and he took out the bad Ayatollah. I agree with you, that was a good thing. But this idea that somehow just like bombing from the air is going to change the regime is just.
Nobody says it's going to change the regime. Listen,
That's why I'm against it.
hold on. How many times the Iranian people have come out and protested, and how many times they've died doing that shit? A lot of times. The past 15 years, I can go back on and tell you, listen, there was a chant in Iran that said, Obama, Tobama, Yona. They were asking Obama, are you with them or are you with us? Are you going to help us or are you going to stay with the government? Guess what? He sent a palace of cash, a full 747 plane full of cash to IRGC. Guess what they did with the money? Listen to me. There is a difference between
changing the regime. Then why?
These motherfuckers keep on opening their mics, guys. Come on.
Because you're talking.
Yeah, but Ali, I think everybody, even if we thought this was a stupid move of Trump, none of us like the IRGC. The IRGC are just rabid
They're a
dogs.
bunch of evil fucking entities.
Yeah, the world would be better off without them.
Absolutely.
They're
And guess
shitty
what?
people.
In the past 47 years, it started from when you all motherfuckers came to power. Held Americans hostage for 400 fucking days. Listen, America might have some bad experience back then because of the sand fucking shit incident. But guess what? They destroy you right now. You got nothing. The 12-day war, B2's flow from America, it's straight from the land of America.
By the way, what's your
All the way to Iran, they fucked you up and they came back home. That is power. That displays power. You got nothing on that.
The reprisals are nice. They work. Hold on. The reprisals are nice and they work. But just dropping bombs and destroying military targets while a tactical victory is in no means a strategic victory. Not at all.
That precisely is my problem, and here's why I don't like what happened. I know that a lot of people have gotten the Persian people's hopes up, and that is like really shameful that they were even encouraged to stand up when they did, when nobody was going to be able to come there and actually arm them or fight on their behalf at that time in January.
reign because of our country.
But
hold
but
on.
the problem is though is that
Tamam 12 sağma bir yer böyle kiralayacaksınız.
but when it comes to having the political will, or in other words, the people, it would be an incredibly unpopular war. It already is in the United States. Trump knows he cannot send any large number of troops to that country because that would just I mean, he would probably get impeached. They would definitely get fucking smashed in the midterm elections. I mean, he is a politician overall, and you know this is what they think about. Back in 2003, when we invaded Iraq, we were still like riding that patriotic wave after 9/11.
Pepe, chill out. Let me ask you a question. If somebody pays a sniper to fucking end your life, right? Assassinate you. What would you do? Would you just be like a piece of pussy and just go walk around, or you'll do something about it?
Well,
Answer my question, Pepe.
Well,
answer my
we
question.
killed him. We killed him.
Yeah, that's it. Done. No question asked.
I
They
told
try
him
to kill.
he's dead.
Listen. Not that they just try to kill Trump. They fucking train Iraqis, Afghanis to kill American soldiers. So if you care about America, you should have get rid of these motherfuckers a long time ago, and you shouldn't be worried about. Oh, we went with the B-2, and I don't know what happened. Yes, these motherfuckers are willing to kill Iranians in masses. They will do anything to the world. You think they do, what the fuck, man? Just for them to stay in power. You think they'll just let go?
No, I think that I know that they'll shed half the Iranian population if they.
You want to give them money? You want to send them pallets of money? What do you want to do?
No.
Well, you've tried everything. You fucking tried everything for 47 years. Give me a solution. Come.
What did you try?
Ollie, what's up?
Nuclear bombs.
Ollie, fuck these Americans, bro. Fuck these Americans.
Nah,
What did you?
What do you mean fuck us?
Apparently, Iran is fucking us right now. So. You guys are getting fucking anal right now. Anal.
How are we getting? Who's doing what to us? We're not like we killed their fucking leaders. What are you talking about?
Bro, the U.S. is fucking broke. Your economy is deteriorating. Like inflation is fucking crazy. And your stock market is all.
Your economy is even worse in Iran.
Hold on, Pepe. He said our stock market's at an all-time high, which in America it's a very good thing because people are making.
Yeah,
money. But hold on, Sam. I understand the IRGC taught you math backwards, but we're gonna know about this. Is welcome to the roof, first of all, and the roof is right now. Sam, the interesting topic with you. So he said we're getting fucked as Americans. You know, Ali, don't talk to these evil Americans. Haram. It's all haram. But let's talk to you, Sam. I don't want to talk to Ali. I agree with you. Ali's boring. Ali already talked nonsense. Nothing Ali said is true. I want to see if you're a truthful person. Hold on.
No, bro, you can't. I used to live in the U.S. All right, it's fucked way more than ever before.
It's fucked way. We lived before the U.S.
Yeah, it's a. 40% of you guys go to college. 40% of you guys go to college. 40% of you guys.
Okay, Sam. You know what? There's one question you can ask them.
The best part? Hold on, Pepe. You want to know the best part, Sam? You called me. I'm not. You just said a little bit more intelligent than the other ones. And you know what the funny part is? I'm not even that 40%. I didn't even finish high school, and I knew what the this shit is.
Wait, is this the idiot that lives
You're probably
abroad?
eating burgers right now. That's what
Wait, is this the guy that lives abroad as like some fucking camel comer or whatever it is?
Bro, I swear to God.
I remember this idiot. He comes up with a whole bunch of weird stats and tries to throw it out.
Listen.
No, we don't need to listen.
Sam, here's the question I want to ask you, and you know you will not be able to answer it. Okay, the question is, okay, how is Iran going to possibly come out on top of this better off than the United States? It's not a possibility.
No, it's not about one coming out.
The IRG is just trying to stay in power, so they don't. Because what else are they going to do? They're going to be fucking cooked or killed as soon as they step down.
Pepe, 1 second.
Don't worry about it.
Let's go step by step with this. Okay? We have an interview form here. Everybody that comes on stage, they gotta go through an interview. Hold on, BB, please give me a second. And anybody else if they want to interject at any point. But Sam, how it works here, you come on stage and you give us 3 points how Iran is winning. How the Iranian people inside Iran are winning. Having this regime right now in power. And after the strikes that America and Israel have conducted on Iran. So please, The mic is yours. Make 3 quick points, and then we get to go.
No, bro, I don't give a fuck what's happening between the U.S. and Iran. The point is that America's getting fucked. They're getting anal. That's all I care about, and I love that.
Okay.
Like, your economy is terrible. You guys, in a household, you need 2 incomes to make a household work. Still, you guys live off loans. Like, your economy is fucked. Like, wallahi, I would never live in the U.S. Like, I grew up there, but it was a mistake on my
Aren't
dad's
you like
part.
a dirt poor fucking outer age person trying to live in Egypt or some shithole?
No,
Like you act like you're fucking making money, but you're not.
He's in
Bro,
Didn't we do
I
both,
don't
like,
need to-
literally
I don't-
everything
no,
about
first of
you
all, I don't
already?
live let me tell you
Like
something.
literally, this guy has nothing to offer anybody.
Bro, you guys, what?
Saudi or in Qatar. He's in Saudi or he's in Dubai.
He's one of the guys
Yeah,
building the
we
stadium.
don't
I got it.
spend, like,
He's important.
We don't have to spend
Okay.
80% of our fucking like money to get a mortgage or pay for our kids. You guys can't even afford to pay for your kids' education. That's
We're the most educated in the world. Our colleges are
I
the
can bet
highest.
you guys have
We
way
have
more
the most
education than
secondary.
everyone on this
So
planet.
you guys don't even come in the top 25, literally. So
Bro, I can
of
bet you have way more. I
college
can bet
educated
you have way
people,
more.
like you don't have the best colleges in the world.
Yeah,
You're not
okay.
even there.
No, I agree.
Like,
America
if
does have
you're
good
saying,
college. I'm not gonna
if you're saying like maybe like suicide vests, then yeah, you got it.
Viking.
But I mean, you're not even up there. Like you're.
Bro, I'm not gonna deny that. I'm not gonna deny. I mean,
Did you serve?
but I'm not.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for your service. Can you talk to a military? Just tell them like where they at and where we are.
Where their military?
Yeah, just give them a wake up call.
I mean,
I don't think he knows.
What was it? The last peace round that we were entering this phase. Fucking, what the Iranians sent back their whole demands. They changed their demands. You know what we did? We blew up a bridge with a bunch of people on it, and they came back and said, "Hey, we'll take peace." Like you guys don't give me this Iranian strong.
No, I don't know
shit.
about the bridge with people on it. Come on, they had launchers on it.
Oh shit.
Don't just.
They had their like quote IRGC fucking fan club, and we just blew it up. And again, if they were so strong, if they were so strong,
it's the fucking supreme leader.
Yeah, like I mean, we knocked Ayatollahs down like they were fucking branches in the wind.
You guys
Like,
are
it
fucking
didn't matter. We
hypocrites.
sent planes around and fucking
But
tacos.
Sam, listen. You couldn't defend your fucking the leader of Shiite Muslims. Listen.
First
He
of all,
was the
I'm
world
not
leader of Shiite
I'm not
Muslims. You couldn't
I'm not
defend his
Shia
ass. You couldn't defend his ass. You're saying you're defending Iran?
America's not winning
Fuck
this war.
you, bro. Fuck you, bitch ass motherfucker. I'm not gonna call you bro. Fuck you. You can't defend Iran.
It's been 2 fucking months. You guys couldn't win this war. It's been 2 months.
It's been 2 months. You haven't been able to bury that motherfucker.
If you can't win it in 2 months, it just isn't worth fighting, right?
Yeah, because you guys can't afford it. That's a simple thing.
And also, Magzed, if I'm not mistaken, maybe you know legalities a little bit, because again, you're a lawyer.
Yeah.
America's not really in a war because they never declared a war. They're having fun. This is an operation, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, legally, this is not yet considered a war.
So,
He sounds like a fucking divorce lawyer.
That's weird.
That's
because I don't do that.
Well, half your people are gay, so I guess you guys don't need divorce lawyers
Let
anymore.
me ask you, what does a divorce lawyer sound like? Do you have a lot of experience talking to them?
I feel like it's
No, I mean half the guys.
How many have you divorced?
What else legality? But it doesn't matter what kind of
But
lawyer
here's
it
a
is. We know legalities. We're speaking about legalities.
You took all the aircraft
And one thing about the Persians, we forgot how much we need and love the Jews.
Yo, guys, by the way, listen, seriously.
You can't from Egypt is coming and say
Israel. Israel. First of all, I don't live in Egypt.
The most stiff cunts in the world is coming and say that in America is a shithole.
It is a shithole, bro. Wallahi, it's a shithole. I've lived out there for 12 years.
Wallahi in your ass. Wallahi in your ass, Bachikuni.
Wallahi, you're lying.
Dude,
Yes, this is logic.
you guys fucking live off loan. You guys can't even afford buying a car in cash.
Sam, I buy your mom and sell her back for half the
And
price.
the Iranians
Sam, how much
afford
is
to
your mom?
buy fucking food without a fucking grocery
No,
cart?
it's not about Iranians. It's about fucking.
Sam, right now, let's make a deal. How much is your mom?
Okay.
Sam, Sam.
I just wanted to ask, I mean,
I can assure you guys. I went to
Hold on,
the
start
war.
asking the question. Shut up, Sam.
do you, in the country where you're living just now, do you have civil liberties? Can you express your ideas freely
Of
without
course we
being
can.
harmed?
Of course we can.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, we can even talk about gay people.
I have
Talk
lived
about
in
gay people without.
Dubai, and you cannot. And I can tell you, you cannot.
Yeah, but you can talk about gay people without getting fired from work.
Sam, which country do you live in? Which country do you live in?
Yeah.
Sam.
In America, you can't talk about gay people.
Sam,
like
what
that.
country do you live in?
Bro, I'm not gonna tell you my exact. I live in UCC.
See, that's because you were scared. You just fucking lied to her. You say you don't give a shit. You say whatever you want to say, but you're afraid to say where you live.
No, bro,
you're a fucking
even
moron.
wait, hold on. Even in the
No,
U.S.,
you hold on, motherfucker.
No, you cannot speak about Israel, otherwise ICE will fuck you in the ass.
What the fuck are you talking? Listen, bro.
Listen.
Motherfucker. Number
ICE
one.
will fuck you guys in the ass.
ICE, listen, bitch ass motherfucker. ICE is for immigration. ICE for immigration, and it's been around since Obama's time, motherfucker. Number one.
No, it's not, bro.
People have
not
shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. If I say anything about Israel,
You guys are so brainwashed.
Listen. You motherfucking brainwashed.
You guys are
Nobody has been stopped by ICE here in America. Ask anybody on the stage. Have you all been stopped by ICE randomly to ask for your
illegal
citizenship
Mexicans
status?
never.
Has anybody who lives in America been stopped by ICE and been asked for their citizenship status?
They're not gonna be honest, bro.
I have never been.
They will not be honest. They will not be
I haven't
honest.
even seen a fucking ICE agent in my life. Bitch,
Yeah,
I
because
haven't
you
even
live
seen
in
an ICE
fucking Cowtown. You live
I'll
in
tell you
fucking
though, I
Kansas.
was
Shut the
driving
fuck
through Manhattan earlier, and I saw an NYPD van, and they had a sign covering up some of the word police, and I saw ICE, and I thought for a second it might have been ICE, but it wasn't.
They were killing ICE?
Well, but
Or what?
No, it was the cop.
Your
See, the
president's a
POL
child
was
molester.
covered
Your
up.
president's a
It was
fucking
just
child
ICE.
molester. How can we fucking trust you guys?
I feel bad. You're
The only country in the world where you guys, the only fucking country in the world where, you know, a president is a child molester is the U.S.
Really? Because Epstein used to fly black boys from Nigeria in for you, like little Saudi fuckers, to go find them. So, I mean, you forgot about that shit, right? That's listed in the Epstein files. So, I mean, it sounds like all of you little, like, Durka Sherpas, a la Akbars, seem to, like, want to fucking take little African boys and figure out what kind of material it is.
Thank you.
Wait, but do you know any country in the world where a child molester doesn't get addressed by the law? Do you know any country like that?
Yeah, Saudi Arabia, Dubai, UAE, Egypt, Jordan, apparently.
You know, I met this white dude. He loved the Middle East because they did his laundry for free. I'm not even shitting you. This guy was like, I love the Middle East.
Crazy.
I'm glad you're doing laundry for, white guys from America.
But like,
hats off to you.
Yeah, but like you guys fucking
Everybody
spend
needs a job.
Sunday, you guys spend fucking Sunday, fun day in Costco and fucking doing laundry all day. That's what you guys fucking do.
Yeah, we do laundry all day. You know what? We apparently have enough money.
You guys can't afford maids, that's why. You guys can't afford maids.
Sam,
You guys can't afford maids.
Sam, I've been really busy at work lately. I'll actually pay you $5 to do my laundry.
Bro, all Americans
$5
are
is a deal. Sam, I would take it if I was you.
Come on, man.
No, but
$5.
How do you guys feel about making your women work? You guys are so pathetic. You guys make your women work because you can't.
It's terrible.
It's $5
God, at least we're not taking child brides.
Women.
At least we're not taking 9-year-olds and
Yeah,
trying to make them housewives.
You
guys are letting him distract you from the
You guys fucking make your women work.
Sam, I'm sorry for. I'm sorry.
So Sam, you are correct. Our women do work because it's hard to employ a 9-year-old wife.
Yeah, because you guys are broke as fuck. If you guys went to college in America, your wives wouldn't have to fucking work.
Those are all children, not wives. Understand the difference, motherfucker. Like, you guys are fucking just like...
40% of your people go to college.
You can't make them walk down the wedding aisle when they come out of the womb in the same fucking day.
Yeah, well,
You're retarded.
40% of your people go to fucking college. 30% of those are
What
women.
is your point? I mean, what are
He
you
doesn't have
trying
a
to
point.
say?
Yeah, because
Because he's from a shit
your men are not competent.
Sam,
I
I'm sorry.
can't even put down with it. I can't
Care about the
take it.
economy.
You don't even women sound like a fucking American. Are you illegal in the U.S. or what?
That's not your business. But what's your point, buddy? It don't make any sense.
You sound like a refugee person. Are you like a?
I am refugee. Okay, whatever you say.
You're refugee from your shitty part of the world, you moron.
Go back up here.
Sam, I'm sorry that your women don't care about the economy, and then also.
Because we work
Sam, listen to Elham, please go ahead.
We don't need our women.
Sam,
We don't need our women to
shut
leave it. We don't need our women.
up. Thank you. Elham, go ahead.
Most
We don't
countries
need our women to leave it.
No, I'm just like, I'm in awe.
we don't
Just
allow
enter
children
this
to work
room.
in our country.
Like, I
We
don't
don't allow
understand
children
this
in our
man.
country.
Mercy, Asisera. I'm sorry. I just came to your room like to kind of learn from you, and I'm hearing this guy talking about nonsense. Like, what's your point? Are you trying to say you appreciate women more than West? Like, you don't make any sense.
Yo, Iran,
West,
you-
shut
Iran,
up.
you sound
Shut
like an
up,
Arab.
mic
You sound
down,
like an Arab.
shut the mic, please, okay? So in West, I mean, at least we can see, like, to the respectful, extent, there is an equal right or equal opportunities. Yeah, okay, I mean, like the, glass ceiling and all that stuff that I'm not against for, I'm actually for it, but are so much, shared between men and women, equal rights. What the heck are you, what is it, like, we've come to this world to think like a complete moron. I don't get it, I swear to God, I'm sorry, I just came here to hear you talking and feel joy that some good people are out there. I hear this idiot made my blood pressure go higher. So I appreciate it. Thank you for letting me vent. I appreciate
It's because same stains for surface wear visa, and the surface wear visa flies from the surface to the ear and never comes back. That's what he's doing.
What happened?
He's just upset that all of his little those IRGC incel wannabes, all their daughters come over to California to become Mia Khalifa. Like his stuff at that fact. I mean, come on, let's be real.
They do, and they
Right.
not at Germany, I found out.
Total hoes, even in the country. I mean, they are these temporary marriage hoes. It's basically legal prostitution, Islamic prostitution. We call it sigre. They're just all a bunch of hookers, hoes.
We should call it anything in Persian because it doesn't even exist in our culture.
It's not
It's
Persian,
an
it's
Islamic.
I mean, you do have to give the goats at least
Persian
some break.
rapists don't even fucking give a fuck about being married before they have sex.
They're a bunch of sluts.
So fly, so good. Tell me what a man wanna talk to.
İran tüseden.
Doktor, مادرت چطوره؟ هزار بدنی.
İran turşen sefire.
What's up, child?
You prefer
گیرت تو همه چی میذاری تو.
آخه نداره، هست خوربار میگه.
یه چیزی هست دیگه ازش استفاده میکنه.
آره دیگه خودشم
فقط
گفت.
گیرت تو همه چی
مامانش
میذاری.
چاقالی دیگه، چاقال کونی.
ازش استفاده میکنه. مامانت هم همینجوریه دکتر.
Sorry guys for speaking Farsi, we're just basically cussing him out.
here?
That's all.
Oh, what are we
Shout,
doing with
what's
that
up?
here, by the way? It's not, I look at him the way he put his, what's that thing called on his head? Kalot? No, what are they called? The Jewish thing. And he puts it, what's it called?
Called a kippah or a yarmulke,
kippah.
or in English it's called a skull
But
cap.
by the way, he also looks very similar. He must be like Sephardi Jew because
Who are you talking about, Bibi?
well, the guy in the picture, Ben Gvir, the future Nazi of Israel. But the thing is,
Guys, what is she saying? Can somebody what the fuck are you saying?
Which
No,
picture? Like what
so
guy?
I
Where?
like the way he puts his kaka or kupa, whatever, like sideways, like he looks a little bit like gangster because he puts his
We have
sideways.
Genghis
But
already in
the
the house.
thing is, no, but so at the same time, I'm thinking, as Iranians, we gotta fucking work with what we've got because we've got like Benjamin Netanyahu and also the world, but also it's not like okay, this tiny little strip. Like, what is he gonna do? But the thing is, they have proven that they can do a lot. So we don't want to push that. And this guy is something else.
Baby, what the
And
fuck are you
I
talking
don't
about?
feel as a
lost.
has the interest, but the
Let's look at this one's in
person
another room and
in
came back.
his heart. So I don't want this
Shaw,
person
can you
power.
translate, please, Shaw?
I'm perfectly happy with someone like Bibi Netanyahu because truly the reason why the Persian people trust
10
Bibi,
years later.
we're not stupid. We
Agree to disagree.
Bibi is great, but you know Ben's better. Okay, I'm just completely lost today. Like, who are we talking about? It's just me.
We don't know.
Sorry, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go down, be a
No,
listener,
Elham,
eat
no,
my
hold on.
popcorn.
Elham. What do you think is gonna happen? Are you worried? What do you think is gonna happen?
Well, how can you not be worried? This is a situation that, you know, it's a tough situation. It's a painful situation. It is a needed situation. We must not leave it in the middle. And, you know, and I think we're coming to the point, the whole process is painful and the unexpected situation is going to happen. And I think they are updating their plans as they go. That's what I think. What's going to happen? I think there is going to be an attack. I mean, like attack. I mean, in my eyes, that's the liberation operation. That's what I call. But okay, whatever else anybody else wants to call. That's what I think is going to happen. You know, you cannot negotiate with Islamic Republic. See, we don't have like discussions about politics. This revolution is not about like, oh my God, you know what? I don't want to wear a scarf. You know, it's kind of like too hot. I should take my scarf off. No. This is not just about. Yeah, it's about the, you know, it's the totality of Islamic Republic. Like we don't have, you know, differences in politics. That's why we want to, you know, revolute the whole system. No, we don't want this system because there's not this system can bear as far as the, you know, decent life, as freedom, as far as for Iranians. Like it's just not going to happen. The system, all the system has to go. I mean, it's beyond just the differences in politics. Do you get what I'm saying? Like in U.S., Republicans and Democrats, they have different political views, but you don't go for revolutions. Islamic Republic has a you know, structure that the structure must go.
Elham, I've been criticized here by some of the people in this room.
Okay.
One of the monitors. They're saying that Persian people are not doing enough. Do you think we need weapons?
I can see that.
Hold on. Do you think we need weapons in our hands to have a fair battle? Because right now, the battle is not fair. Listen. And that's what we've asked America and Israel to come and help us, and we're thankful for it. Even if they leave right now, they have done enough. In my opinion, they've done more than any other American president has done in the past 47 years. However,
there's a reason why the U.S. doesn't want to give you weapons, and why many Americans kind of jump this little like thing. We've tried that before.
Historical reasons.
But listen.
Afghanistan, other places.
You can't compare Afghanistan, Iraq to Iran.
But we've done this. We've done Iran, Contra.
Right, that's fair enough. You know what? The thing is, your experience.
Wait. Hold on a minute.
Okay.
So like, giving it to you, it's not the fact that I believe you. If you were over there, I'd hand you a weapon and be like, hey, let's go nuts. I'd stand shoulder to shoulder with you. Problem is I can't guarantee that you won't hand it in to the IRGC. We'll almost be fun with that.
I have a question. Did Iraq or Afghanistan, did they kill 40,000 of their civilians?
Right.
Yes.
No.
I'm not sure. I'd have to check, but probably.
Yes.
No, not in 6 hours. No.
Wait. How many wars? Do you know how these people
No,
actually
it's true.
fought?
Yeah, extended wars. We're talking about
You guys are I thought they spent 75 years killing the Muslim Brotherhood and all their cheer boys, getting rid of them. Like, what the hell's going on in Egypt these days? Did they let these cockroaches back in?
No, the border is closed.
Did they like mistake one cockroach? He's just hiding out in his parents' basement down there somewhere. Like, oh,
You guys are so brutal. Anyway, let's just go back to this one, please. I wanted to tell Sam one thing. Look, so yes, Shamal. Sam, sorry, okay. Look, so I actually do believe. Like, I agree with you. The balance of the power is equal between the people and the IRGC. The weapon from standpoint. So I do think that the people should be given weapons. Okay, so now comparing that right away out of gate with Afghanistan or Iraq, I find that really trying hard to convince yourself it doesn't work. It's not a similar case. You're talking to a situation in a country that the people in that country are taking hostage. It is also okay for you to think that, oh, you know what, I might be telling you not truth, or the TV.
Okay, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
EIA recruits people from different countries.
Recruit.
Listen. On regular basis. With Iranians, they don't have to do that. You know why? Because most Iranians are westernized. They've been there. They've done that. They don't need for anybody to come and tell them, hey, come give us information, data, blah, blah, blah. Because they're not invested in the religion, in the roots of the religion and the families and I don't know, like generations and generations before that. You know how Iranians are. They want to have a good life. They want to have a good quality life. They're way different than other Middle Eastern countries. And guess what? Before the revolution, they were allies with Israel. They were allies with America. Yes, there were some disagreements on oil and shit like that, but in reality, they were allies. In Iran, per capita, by the way it is in the Middle East, it's a strategic place on earth. And guess what? Iranian people are different. So, you can't compare the two.
But I want to say something here. Give me a couple minutes for me, and I won't go long. I won't go longer. I promise. Give me a couple minutes. I promise you, I won't go longer. I think it is a situation.
Your question about arming Iranians.
No. Just hold on one second. Let me just 2 minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Whether it is weaponizing or not, whatever the best decision is, which I agree with some. I think this is where we are. And this is actually a beginning of speech of somebody who I respect a lot. He's a very knowledgeable person, Sherman. This is how he started. We just had a 40 days of the highest, technologically, incomparable to anything else ever seen before in the fight with the Islamic Republic. We are having an advantage in that area as far as the technology goes. And this was the first technology war of America, actually in action. And from that perspective, listen to this. We've got the higher, upper hand right now. And this upper hand does not last forever. And if we don't change and remove the Islamic Republic, at this where we have the upper hand in the war, technology war, at this point, this is something that will come back revolution, folks. You know what I'm saying? Not without that, of course. Not without the people. Right, exactly. Of course, but this is not. It's a multi-dimensional. No, I agree with you. I agree. I don't disagree. Well, that's what that was happening, Rafi. Rafi, that was happening.
And Rafi, they're gonna do that. The crown prince, the crown prince Rizal Pahlavi said this. Next time you call out for people to come out, it's when I'm actually inside the country. So right now, you gotta wait for USA, Israel to finish the job. Whenever they have to finish. And then at that point,
Rafi, I would like to take a minute.
hold on. Let's Rafi, let's Rafi. That's what he said. And so far, whatever. Go ahead. Yeah.
He said one town has to free up. He said only one town we start from. That's what he said, right?
Wait, only come on.
Let me finish, guys.
I mean, if we start from one city, that's what I meant.
Marshall, let me tell you something. He didn't say anything for 47 years. Back in January, they did not call people to come out. Millions of people showed up finally. This is the same guy that IRGC's propaganda was saying he's weak, he can't even take care of his own wife. I'm just repeating those motherfuckers. They don't quote me, just repeating them. He called people out. Millions of people came out to the point that the government killed 40,000 people in 2 days. That's how many hours? Okay, so
6 hours actually.
And he hasn't said anything since then.
I understand, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
follow devil's advocate. Okay.
Go ahead, please.
Again, don't be mad at me.
No, I know you're playing the devil's advocate, bro. Come on, now you know. Now I know. This is different. Now I know. Go. Go for it.
Can't you realistically blame Reza Pahlavi for the deaths of the 42? I understand he's not the one that pulled the trigger, but he knew that the people were gonna. He knew that what type of regime it is, and he still told people to go out.
No, how would you know?
No, hold on.
Let me land my plane. Again, this is a little bit twisted on my end.
Sure. Go ahead.
Let's play.
Yeah, of course, bro. Go ahead.
Again, the fact is which you might not know,
got your point. I really got your point. Do you understand where I'm going? I know exactly where you're going. I know exactly where you're going. I'm going to answer your question. You're basically saying if these guys had the knowledge of who these motherfucking RNGCs are, they're wanting to kill people, all that, blah, blah, blah. Okay? The past 47 years on average, whenever there was a protest, whenever there was an uprising, they've killed on average about 2,000 people. We knew they're going to kill up to 2,000. Okay, that's normal. But we thought, everybody, most Iranians, if millions of people come out, they're not going to bring their snipers, they're not going to bring their tanks, they're fucking old, their weapons, they shoot people. But guess what? They did. So, we underestimate. Listen. Bro, listen. From 2,000 on average to 40,000 people in 8 hours. That's a fucking, nobody can guess that. I don't care how of a poker face you are. I don't care how much of a political genius you are. But guess what? Islam is Islam. The answer is Islam. I understand it's Islam, but hold on. Is there some claim on rest of policy? They know that there's going to be at least 2,000 killed. Forget about the 40. I think one is too many. 2,000 is already a fucked up number, in my opinion. Even tell people just for videotape 2,000 people to get killed, so they have an excuse to go to Iran. Don't you think rest of policy is kind enough to be blamed for this shit? You understand where I'm coming from?
Okay.
It's kind of.
Okay. Hold on.
dumpster. Let them talk. Let dumpster talk.
Freedom, not because of anything else. They came out because they want to take back their country.
I understand, but how many times did they come out?
No, he understands. Hold on. Let dumpster talk and then I'll.
Yeah, dumpster go.
Hey, I'm just gonna be really quick. I'm just jumped back in. There's a lot of people here. Unfortunately, I feel like a lot of people are not understanding what the moderators are. So I just want people to understand that we have moderators. They get higher privilege than the regular speakers do. Moderator, the house owner, Rafi. Then you got myself. You got Bill. You got Tom, and you got Mikey. I understand it's one. And Jay, sorry, I didn't update. But the thing is, the people here that come up to speak, I understand you're trying to get your point across, but understand this: when a moderator can interject and then question or even make a statement. So if you don't want to be interrupted, just listen real quick to the interjection or hold yourself accountable. This is a privilege to be up here, and in some cases, a dictatorship.
Usually how my rooms are run, I kind of, I do like Muhammad would do it at the beginning, and then I give the first place to the woman. Just to make Muhammad, kind of, yeah, happy.
Rather man, the privilege is my privilege.
Go. Well, Tom wanted to go, Tom,
You're good. No, go ahead.
go, like,
I want to speak of what you dropped. That is Americans, army people, that in Afghanistan and Iraq. People believe that only difference is certain factors which were present in the case of Afghanistan were 5 years in the case of Iraq. In the case of Afghanistan, there was a country in Pakistan in the neighborhood, and there was training camps for these freedom fighters that were properly trained by professional military. And once they were trained, they were armed with secret missiles, high accuracy weapons, and then they would go and actively participate in war against the Soviet Union. Unfortunately, in the case of Iran, I don't think so there is any possibility of proper training camps for people. They train them because you're not just armed with civilian without professional training.
Shot.
I can touch bases a little bit on this because I know my time in Afghanistan, we used to help the Afghani guard. We used to basically give them PFD, CFD, and basic firearm computers, basic SOI as well. The problem that I can foresee with Iran, if we're going to be on that topic, with giving weapons to the Iranian people, the reality it's vetting them and understanding the direction. So with that being said, the vetting process, there are flaws in it. Like we saw in Iraq, we saw in Afghanistan.
What the Stampy is saying is this. He's saying there was Air Force in Afghanistan, but the Afghani soldiers didn't know how to use it, even though they tried to train them for so many years. They still give up to fucking Taliban. Taliban took over, even though they didn't have any Air Force.
Didn't take a mind.
Listen.
That's not why we gave in.
No, that's what I'm saying. There's a difference. Homeboy. Listen to me. Afghanistan had all the Air Force you ever needed. Can Stepi and freaking Marshall answer my question? Is that a yes or no? And by
Afghanistan, I don't think you had an Air Force, no.
bro,
They may have
American planes.
They may have
how the fuck do you do Air Force?
Soviets, yes. In Afghanistan, we had air superiority. We controlled the skies. Yes.
Thank you. Done. Okay, how the fuck did Taliban take over? I don't know what you're yelling, bro. Okay, listen. What?
That would be a problem in comparison to like Iran, where.
Listen, this is what I'm saying. Okay, you went to Afghanistan for 20 years. You freaking trained them to do everything they can possibly do to defend themselves. But when it came to the time, they fucked people. Listen, bro. We have good areas where we can win, and we have weaknesses, right? We have victorious. Go ahead, Marshall.
All I was going to say was, number one, the American public got tired. Number two, sources dumped on WikiLeaks show that U.S. strategic planners knew they were not making an impact, and we didn't withdraw sooner. It would have taken more troops, more time, and it would have taken us not trying to turn Afghanistan into a democracy. Right? Like, if we were doing it the right way, we would have worked more with the tribal nature of Afghanistan, and we would have appointed less corrupt people. Like, they appointed Rashid Dostum, who was part nominally of the alliance of the Panjshir with Ahmed Shah Massoud, who was being U.S. funded and liked the U.S. and was never, his intention was not to take over. In fact, Al Qaeda assassinated him.
What you're saying is the ideology in Afghanistan is really really deep mixed with everything, every decision they make, but it's not like that in Iran. Let's be honest.
Oh, I'm not saying that it is, but there is one question that needs to be asked, and I have an answer for it, but I'm not going to give my answer right this second. What is, aside from reprisals for 40 plus years of killing our civilians and soldiers, what is the articulable national security interest and grand strategy interest, meaning we pursue a strategic victory over tactical victory? Like, what are those things? Because I think if we start there, then everything else kind of follows, right? If you can sketch out the grand strategy,
business-wise or political-wise, Marshall?
Grand strategy takes into account military considerations, economic considerations.
Okay, military Viking, please go ahead.
I don't understand the question.
I don't know what you're asking.
What are you asking? What am I asking? What's the articulation?
Marshall is asking, guys. I'm not asking Marshall. Go
So I have an opinion on this, and I think I can stretch it out, but I want to know what other people think before I give my opinion. So what I want to know is, what is the articulable national security interest to fully invade and cleanse Iran of the regime? If there is one, noting where we sit with debt, noting where we sit with our expenditures, noting where we sit with paying interest on that debt, like, what are the articulable national security reasons for doing this that are both tactical and strategic?
Fred, go ahead.
Chief, can you please take this for me? The tactical reasons for taking out the IRGC right now?
Tactical and strategic. Like, yes, the
The
tactical
strategic one would be for the global oil supply and to actually allow the trade and commerce to exist through those straits and to basically control our future spending on anti-terrorist units around the world, the massive amounts of funding that we actually give underneath to kind of combat these proxies. Multiple nations do this, so that would be more of the tactical one. People often overlook that simple fact. The other one would be to kind of help control the way China and other entities that are antithetical to our existence or B, at least the Western dominance portion, like China, Russia, to kind of curtail their endeavors. Although Russia really doesn't need Iranian oil, I would believe, but China most assuredly does. And it would allow our allies, like such as Japan, Australia, most of the Pacific theater, to have a better source and supply run of that oil to go to their countries to be able to power that. And China would have to at least acquiesce their kind of quasi support and trying to break from the fold. But I mean, those are long-term objectives, Marshall. I'm not sure exactly like our immediate, even with our debt. Yeah, the debt is something to be aware of, but long-term, imagine having the ability to decrease that funding for anti-terrorist regimes. Those components that we have to put in the air over and over again and build
$45 and $50 billion on the Gulf cooperation countries and other things every single year. Not to mention what we give in terms of like what it costs in terms of basing in places. And so a friendly Iran is better for the region, more aligned with the United States, less interested in China. We then get to the really sticky part, which is we'd have to invade with millions of American troops.
Hey,
And
what do you mean by
I don't think anybody.
What do you mean by friendly Iran?
I mean an Iran that is more friendly to Washington than it is to Moscow or Beijing.
What does that mean?
Not a client state, but an independent state that tends to ally with the West because of their own particular interests.
Bro, these are all words. Can we do this with IRGC right now or what?
No, it wasn't my point. I just wanted to see
Can we
what
do
other people
reforms
said.
or
That
what?
was my reason. No, I just want to see what other people said. That's
And
my
I have
reason.
another thing.
Yeah, please.
Give you, you guys. I want you to allow me to play this. It's a 2 minute second. It's a very nice English, simple to the point, and you can hear it. And I play for you right now.
Limited window of time, and we have an
shit about listening towards reality. So
Bakit siya ng
they just want to
bag?
Ay, kakasyo.
they just want to repeat themselves.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm serious. I don't understand. What is this thing? Maybe my IQ is low. What are you talking about? This is talking to my people over here on this side of the border, where I pay tax in this country. I'm a citizen of United States. I'm an Iranian American. I'm talking to those folks. Okay, you don't have to stick your foot in everything just to say something. Okay, this is something that is a danger to the world, and stop it. We don't want to be in World War II and say, oh, you know what, well, we were told.
Let's imagine there'll be some pro-IRGCs in this room. Imagine if there's another way to be patriotic about your country.
I mean, you're not the
Because
only
obviously,
patriot.
whatever's been happening for the past 47 years is not working.
It's not
It's not working. Apart from who you
Hello,
are,
Ali. Yeah, how many things you do
it
Christian?
demonizes
working.
you as a person.
Ali, what is okay? You hate Jews?
We don't have the ideology that Ali likes to have. We don't want it in our country. It does not belong to us.
Yeah, but guys, stop, dog, stop. Hold on, stop, dog.
Oh shit,
But
what?
hold on. Stop. Welcome, bro. Stop dogpiling on Ali. Has the last 47 years worked for you and your family?
No, they didn't work, but RGC itself came to the power
Yes, good.
of this fact. So United States basically.
Bro, can we have a UFC in Clubhouse?
So do you respect the IRGC? Like, or do you say that like they're no good?
I don't respect the RGC nor respect your policies.
Well, you don't even know my policy.
Why did you attack his policies before you know what the fuck? What? That was a good question. You asked a good question. Bibi! No, the boy Bibi. The guy Bibi. You asked a really good question. Please.
Did he vouch for them? My Iranian family.
Bibi, please talk to Ali. Bibi, Ali, Mike, Bibi.
I've spoken to Ali before, but I think he just likes to go against the grain because he feels like if he joins everybody that's seeing all the problems, he feels like he loses, so he wants to be a separatist. It doesn't matter. If everybody says there's a train coming, Ali will stand on the track and say, no, there's no train coming, and he'll get run over by the train. Yeah, just to prove everybody wrong. But it's
We call
funny
that
and sad.
post-sport. Please repeat after me. Post-sport.
As long as you know what
Hold on,
you
everybody.
were,
I
trust
need
that.
Bibi, can you make
I
a
don't
service
have-
announcement for the big tickets?
Yeah, absolutely. For all of you that are in the room, I see a lot of pink tickets in the bottom of the audience, and also on stage. If you can please join the room, and it's easy, I'll show you how to do it. At the top of the room, it says the War Room. There's an arrow to the right. Click on that, it'll say join here. There, you're going to hand in your little orange ticket. Behind there, there'll be a little Iranian midget. He will hand you a yellow ticket where you can cash it in for kubide, yogurt, salad, whatever you want. Some drinks or right? There's alcoholic drinks, non-alcoholic drinks.
Excuse me, how good is Kubi there? Is it good Kubi there or bad Kubi there?
It's very good. It's very good. But you can cash in your red ticket. That way you can join the house. So whenever we do open up rooms, you can see it in the hallway. Please enjoy the stage. Respect the women that are on stage first and foremost. Respect the speakers. If you want to speak, wait your turn. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. You don't have to be upset and interrupt people because you don't agree with their opinion. Allow everybody to have a minute to a minute and a half. Not everybody's going to have the same opinion. We don't want to be in rooms where everybody's agreeing on the same thing. That's a boring room. We like controversy. We like to have good debates. enough speed. Like you said, you get an uninterrupted minute to a minute and a half of uninterrupted speeds. I can't stand it when people are dogpiling people just because you don't agree with their opinion. Make it where it's a loaded fucking comeback. Like just wait and then smack them with a question and pay attention to what they're really saying. Because if you really pay attention to what Ali's saying, I think Ali hates himself, and that's what's concerning me.
And guess what, guys? Hold on, Ali. Bibi makes $300 a week just by saying that. If you are pro-Palestine, you can join us. We'll pay you 250 shekel.
Yes. I have 72 virgins after.
Okay, whatever. So just go blow yourself up.
So,
Your mission is complete.
that being said, I'd like to pass the mic to Ali. What do you have to say for yourself this evening?
This is the general problem of this room. If somebody comes from an opposing idea or from a legally an idea, okay, if somebody comes that says that I'm not from IRGC but I don't support this war, I'm against this war, these people never let you talk. So this is a very biased society, very biased society, that you cannot even reach that depth of the problem. It's just like
This one, you always come up with the point that America is losing this war and Iran is winning this war.
Hold on. We just allowed you to criticize the room like pretty fucking democracy. Instead of like Iran, Muhammad, you come on to complain, and we said how quietly muted while you were complaining and criticizing us. And everything you've been saying today has been debunked, and you tried to make this into the Ali show, which means I'm not having an echo chamber here.
Yeah, Ali,
We want to
no,
hear
you're
a difference of opinion. We want to hear a difference of opinion. We will listen to your opinion for a short period of time, but once it becomes repetitive, we will stop you and we will debunk you if you're saying lies only.
I want to speak now.
Now we're going to let the next moderator
So, yeah, so I kind of agree with Ali. Because if it was Canada, I don't like the government in Canada, but the last thing I want to do is have a foreign country come in and start bombing Canada. I think Canadians need to take back Canada, like Iranians need to take back Iran. However, and people are like, but how? But the Iranians are some of the smartest people I know. Every Iranian that comes to Canada is either a fucking engineer or a pharmacist. They're very educated people. They'll figure out a way. I understand what he's saying. He doesn't like the IRGC, but he doesn't agree with the war. No, but hold on. That's an okay opinion in my eyes because when I look at, like, I don't know what country you're in, Sam, or anybody else, but the country I'm in Canada. I would be upset if Russia came in to fight the liberal government here for me. I would be upset. I'd be like, what the fuck?
Are you trying to play the devil's advocate?
No, I'm being honest.
Because we know this guy.
Think about how many people's lives are going to be lost.
We know this guy for more than a month.
Think about how many people's lives are going to be lost on both
No,
sides.
why do you act like this guy and you don't know anything about him? Why do you act like you don't know this guy? We know him for more than a month.
I do know
We
him.
have talked to him more than 100 times, and he's a fucking IRGC
Yo,
supporter.
bro, you can talk as loud as you fucking want. You're not going to
No,
out-talk.
I'm not even talking loud.
I'm
I
like
got
a
an iPhone
GFN, bro. I can
17,
talk.
that's why it's loud. I don't know.
I'm not worried about that. But think about it rationally, guys. Hold on. I don't need to be challenged on this. It's my
I'm not challenging.
But hold on, but listen
I'm
to what
all
he's
I'm
saying.
asking
But
is,
listen,
are
but
you
hold on,
being
but
the
hold on,
devil's
but hold on, for fuck's sake. Listen to exactly what he's saying. He hates the same people you hate, guys. He hates the IRGC.
You believe that?
Yeah, of you kill, a next one will fall in place. It created a genius system.
So, Bibi,
Come on.
Bibi,
You guys are underestimating how intelligent they are. That's the problem.
Yeah, they're unbeatable. They are the king of the war. You're right. You're right.
Hold on. They're not unbeatable.
Guys, everybody, be quiet.
They're not unbeatable, but you're not seeing.
In your mind,
You're not
will come
seeing.
to an end because they're not sovereign. Listen to that, dog. It's all about the people, right? The people don't believe them no matter what they do.
You're right, Sam. The problem is everybody has a closed mind and they're not allowing themselves to think like broadly.
Sir, you sound like you're so, and I don't think you would be allowed.
So Jacob, shut the fuck up. You sound like a fucking goof, bro.
Bibi, can I say something to you?
Yeah.
The picture of winning for you, maybe it looks like a switch. The light is on and off. Maybe the winning, the picture that you have, the image you have, needs to be adjusted a little bit. Because it's no more. You know what I'm saying?
I love you and I respect you, but
No,
honestly,
hold on.
Jen,
I want to
no,
tell
no,
you
no, no, no, no.
something.
Jennifer,
Look,
March,
you're talking
April,
about
May.
the Rockets.
We're in the 5th fucking month. All
I
your beef
understand.
back
I
and
know.
forth
I
would
get
have
it.
been done in 2 days.
I get it. I get
5
it.
months later, you're still fighting.
Right.
It's
No, no, no.
not
I want to tell you something.
It's not
Hold on one
it's a
second.
loss.
This is why I played that audio for you. Because the war that we're in is a massive war. You know, when Iran, as a very large country, huge country, you see the rocket factories all across the freaking country. Like, how do you think this is gonna be a win? Like in a matter
But
of
you're
overnight or a
proving
5
my
months?
point. That
No, no,
you're
I'm
not
thinking.
fucking
I'm
losing.
thinking. No,
I
I'm
listen
thinking the winning
very
is has
carefully.
stages.
I listened very carefully to the audio you played. And yes, they're an extreme threat to the world. But they're not losing.
Not at all. Iran is not a threat to anyone.
And they're not even
Jacob,
1
you're
year
a
in the
fucking
war.
idiot, bro.
Trump
Honestly,
already
every
told
day
you
you come in,
Vietnam took
you
so
talk
many years.
stupid.
Iran
I'm
took
sorry.
so many
Well,
years.
hold on one second. I have a question for Bibi. Bibi, if they had at the beginning of this war, just for the sake, I'm just asking you a question. Okay, 100% capacity for rockets. Okay, and 5 months after, out of 100%, maybe they have diminished like about 80% of it. Hold on.
Can I go
Would you say? Would you? Go.
Hey, I'm sorry for cutting you off. I just want to bring up some focus points. You guys are quick to dogpile on Bibi for making his opinion and his point. And, everybody's chiming in to dogpile on him because it's not it doesn't sit well with you. It's not how you see it. I've seen Bibi on here going on 7 months. And I remember when the first operation took form. Bibi, he even came out. He goes, I don't think this is going to be a 2-week, 30-day and done situation. Bibi is a proud supporter of Israel. He's a proud Canadian. He has much better American values than most Americans do. And he's not coming on here.
I don't know how that's possible, though.
Hold on, sir. Hold on, sir. Hold on, sir. Hold on. Hey, Ali.
Ali, shut the fuck up, Ali.
Hold on, sir. Hey, hold some decorum, my guy. But I just want people to be aware. You guys heard the words he said when he reset the room. You're going to hear stuff you're not going to like to hear. But at least show some decorum and let him speak it before you dogpile on him.
No, I was just asking a question.
All right, Ella, let me
I just
go ahead.
hold on, Sam. Hold on one second. I want to answer from Bibi.
what's 20% diminished of how many rockets, guys?
No, let's say 150,000. Look.
Rockets, hold on, rockets are what is winning. The ideology is what's winning. If whatever they're doing in Iran, then I'll give it to Bibi. Whatever they're doing in Iran, the ideology is still alive.
No, so I want to tell you something. On that note, I'm completely against Bibi.
I just
On the idea.
that usually does not happen. Hope you are Mike, and I would love to hear from Hope.
Me too.
Now we'll go right after Hope. She's a woman. You know how it will.
I agree with Bibi. I agree with Bibi that right now Islamic Republic is winning. The U.S. is not winning. Israel is not winning. I don't believe the ideology is winning. I think the ideology is losing. But right now, the Islamic Republic has control. They're controlling the straits. They still have their weapons. They're bombing other countries. They're bombing Israel. They're not losing right now. Right now, they are the head of the game. The minute they lose control of the straits, that's when perhaps we'll start winning. But right now, I agree with Bibi that.
Because they are shooting one rocket a day, they are winning. What a stupid argument. What a stupid fucking
Why
argument.
would you call it a stupid argument? It's making a lot of sense, guys. Put it like this, guys. If Mexico shot up a missile to the United States, how do you think that would have ended for Mexico? Not very well. How do you think it's ending for Iran? Very well. Both made a lot of sense, and the problem is you're trying to insult her because you can't come back with a good rebuttal.
I am a moderate. Can I say something? I do see both sides of the story, actually. I do think that, though, 80% of their Pakistan and they only percent left. The IRGC, I'm not saying Iran intentionally, I'm talking about the IRGC. The IRGC is still, although fractured, very much fractured, they have some fights going on between themselves. They are still in control, of course, for as much as they can. And so America and Israel have not accomplished a total defeat of the IRGC. And as much as I hate them, I have to be honest, that's not happened, unfortunately. And that's the truth.
Okay, go and hold on, everybody.
Hold on, how are they winning? You're not telling me this. You're telling me because they're shooting one rocket a day, they're winning. This is so fucking stupid.
I did not say they are winning.
No, you said they are winning. America and Israel are losing. This is what you said.
You know who I want to hear from? I want to hear from Shapeshifter.
Hold on. We're gonna go to Sam. Wanted to say something real quick, Sam.
Yes, real quick. I just explained it really quick.
Put your name in the queue. And sir, I'm gonna let you talk. I promise you. I'm just letting people know. Put your name in the queue, and we'll go in order. People like you, like them. Shapeshifters out there, Sam. Go ahead, Sam.
Fucking I forgot what I was gonna say, but
You were gonna rebut
to both Glow and Hope, you think IRGC is winning? My question
I did not say they are winning. Stop putting words in my mouth.
Okay, sorry. IRGC has been able to take care of themselves, right? Whatever you call them. Where's what group they call them? It's a name, guys. Come on. For Hamas, Hezbollah, Houthis, everybody uses that. What is that word? Resistance, right? Show me how are they resisting? They fucking have lost everything. The reason why America hasn't destroyed them is because they don't want to kill a lot of people. Do you understand that shit? Or do I have to explain it like a second grade?
Sam, you know why you're wrong? See, this is bigger than what you guys all think. United States and Israel don't want a strong Iran. They want this to be drawn out because they want there to be a civil war because they want a weak and balkanized Iran. Believe me.
No, that's bullshit.
Can I ask you a question, Bibi? Bibi, put yourself in Bibi's shoes and Trump's shoes.
Yeah, they don't want to unify.
Would you rather
money about the budget Iranian government or something like that, and now you want to come in here and say something like a bullshit. Obviously, Sam say thing 100% right, and don't speak more about the something or like that because maybe American people don't know your attitude or your idea, but I am Iranian and I know everything belongs to you. I literally understand you and I understand what you wanna say, something or like that. Because everybody, be careful, listen to me. I can talk about everything.
Let her finish. Let her finish.
There's a queue. There's a queue.
Dumpster, I listened to you. I'm in the queue, but there's you.
But I have Rafi. I have never spoken. How do you keep working?
Pass the mic to Shapeshifter, please.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate you guys how you run the room. So I am completely against the IRGC. I completely agree with Davey that they're winning, and I'd like to make the case. I define winning as losing gaining leverage and losing as losing. The way I see it is the following. First, the IRGC strengthened its distributed command and control structure, which is something that was in question before. Khomeini was the only threat was really that you were going to bomb the IRGC, so you got to get else with the bomb. But the bomb leaders have been killed, and they maintained distributed and organized and decentralized structure. Second, they now need a more relevant role in the world's economic stage. They can play. They have the GCC scrambling. Third, the United States has been bluffing them and losing their bluffs. They're gaining more relevance with ideological opposites. So for example, we now have Pakistan, a Sunni nation, brokering deals on behalf of Iran. Fifth, it's unclear to me at this moment in time whether there remains a viable resistance within Iran. Nobody's on the streets protesting right now. So, I think that.
Of course not.
I
Of course
think.
not.
I
think they will come out.
I think that unfortunately the only people that are being intellectually honest, the first step to resolving the problem is admitting one. Are folks like BB and Glow and others that are like calling it like they see it. Just because you say they're winning doesn't mean you're with them. That's really serious.
I did not say they're winning. Listen, comprehension is very hard for you folks, I guess. I said that as fractured as they are, as much as they're fighting each other and they've been hit very hard, all right, that doesn't mean that the IRGC has fallen the way
shallow thinking. That means you don't know anything about politics, you don't know anything about how the conflicts and the revolution works, okay? And they haven't, no, I'm talking about the streets and I'm coming also to the Strait of Hormuz and the other stuff, okay? So let me finish. And also to say that they have taken control of the war and they're in advantage, American Israel didn't achieve their goals, that's also not correct. Because what was the goal of the attacking Iran? It was they never said that they want to change the regime. They said we want to disable their nuclear capabilities. Done. Okay, they have no nuclear capabilities anymore. We want to disable their.
They have 60% plus
No,
enriched uranium.
no, I'm talking. No, it's underground. It's 6 feet underground. Okay, or maybe more. Okay, they have the Israel bombed in the 12-day war. America and Israel bombed all these nuclear facilities, and these 60% enriched uranium is like 300 meters under the ground. They will never be able to get their hands on them, and they need the help of other nations to help them to get to these material. Okay, that's the most important thing. And Trump and Israel, so we are watching very close. As soon as you get close to extract this nuclear enriched material, we're gonna bomb your ass. So it's done. Okay, they cannot touch it. Although it's in Iran, they cannot touch it. Okay, so first achievement. Second achievement was that they want to disable their drone and also missile power, which they already also did because they bombarded this factory which produced the metals and the other materials to make the body of these missiles, and also they destroyed and demolished the fuel for these bombs.
Shut the fuck up, fucking cunt.
And every time that they shoot a missile, they find the launchers and they destroy them. And over 90% or 85% of the capability of the missile power is also gone. Okay? And the second achievement. The third achievement that they wanted to reach is to destroy the proxies. Okay? Now tell me, Hamas and Hezbollah, they're already in lockdown. Hamas is as good as dead. There are a few guys with Kalashnikovs who, still running like rats between the rebels. Hezbollah. Yes, yes. Give me 30 seconds. Actually, I have to give you the mic, Rafi, because you know better than me what's going on with the Hezbollah in Lebanon. And also, let me finish. Yes, yes, yes. I will just give. I will just give. Taken them, the rest of them which were alive, they have brought them inside of Iran. So they are not proxy anymore because they are inside of Iran, and the only reason they brought them is because they were afraid of the people and a revolution. Okay, so they have no proxies anymore around the world. Okay, I'm just gonna land here and give it to Rafi.
Nothing was done in Israel with Lebanon. They're still fighting on the borders of Syria. The proxy war, they're still fighting on the borders of Lebanon. Israel is fighting between fronts as of now, and they have from the ground between Syria and Lebanon, and they're fighting the proxies of Iran, and they're still fighting. Hamas was crippled after October 7th, after Israel did its military operations there, because there was no aid, no more money, no more nothing coming in there, because Israel was strictly controlling that they're not going to get any more rockets. Nothing was coming in from Egypt. Nothing was coming in from any other fucking rat hole tunnel that they had. Israel eliminated that before they even went into Iran. So the proxies are still alive. I'm sorry to say.
May I say something here, Rafi?
But how many percent of them are alive? 10%, 5%? It doesn't count.
5%. 5%. Bibi Netanyahu said that.
What do you mean 5%? They can tell you the rockets are still
No, Bibi Netanyahu said that. 150,000
are still alive? How many percent are active? How many percentage?
Bro,
5%?
hold on, man. Listen to what you're saying, dude.
No, they need 20 years to be able to be active. Don't mess with me, brother. You say they die and they get reborn. Is it a computer game? I don't know. Yeah, the ideology needs fucking and get pregnant and 20 years of training. How do they come back to the active service again after they die? Yeah, the Nazi ideology is still alive, but they cannot do anything because you disable them. You have to do the same thing also to these Muslims. The Arabs and Muslims are today's Nazis, not the Germans anymore. No, that's a lie. I don't see them anywhere. No, you are joking. Show me one Nazi group that is active in Europe and in America.
No, but they're not in power. They're not in power. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all fucking leftists. They are no Nazis. They're leftists. Leftist liberals. No. You're trying to run away from the question. I told you name me one Nazi group in the whole world, and you couldn't name one. Okay? You couldn't even name one. You told me there are not active Nazi groups.
Yeah, there is no Nazi in the political system. That is the correct statement. I agree with you. Okay,
can never destroy ideology. Don't you understand?
That is the problem. Your whole country is always going to be under threat.
We're in a wartime. We're in a wartime. Ideology is not going to cut it, though. I'm sorry. When we're in a wartime, we can't right suddenly like switch the subject and say it's the ideology. It is the ideology. But at the wartime, we're talking about the rockets, the amounts that it's been destroyed, and things like that. In a hardcore war, you can't just switch. I mean, shift like that. I don't know. I mean, that's my opinion. I understand what you're saying, Rafi, and I agree with you. And I think that is why we have to kill the eye of the octopus. But you know what I'm saying? Which is the ideology.
It's not how it works.
No, no, I'm not talking. I mean Islamic Republic. That's what I meant.
Then bring in the fucking army and kill the octopus. You have to bring in the army, just like Iraq and Afghanistan.
The ideology is spreading all over the government and people inside. How do you want to feel? We are exporting millions of people that are going to the streets every night to defend their country. How do you want to destroy them? You know what?
Why? Hey, we're on transition, Alex, and why?
Hold on. So, wait up. Tyrone, you were earlier in my room. You spoke already. I just have some beautiful things. I do want to get
whether so like US goes or comes or starts fighting King, Iran is crippled. Literally, we have shortages in all avenues. We have shortages of food. We have shortages of gasoline. We have shortages of medicine. Coming summer, they have shortages of electricity. They are a crippled economy. Just think rate alone. They cannot even export anything. So this whole thing is not a winning side, but it's a side which just doesn't lose. And unfortunately, Americans haven't gotten there. And then my last point was, I think for Trump to come out of this, he can either become the a hero president of all time, or he can be the loser of all time, because even if we dilute all the goals of America and Israel down to 2 points, one is the Strait of Hormuz, one is the enriched uranium. Now, the Strait of Hormuz, I don't think but I think there's prolonging it will benefit. I don't think it will. The Western arms capable of opening it up. That is also a fallacy. No, Iran cannot control that. I think Americans are kind of dragging their feet because of the reaction they got from the NATO, from the European allies, and other countries which are more dependent on that strait, and they're not, despite of Trump, they're not even helping. But as far as the uranium goes, that's the key. If if Trump comes out of this war without getting the tiny enriched uranium, that 400 kilograms, which doesn't matter how much uranium is in the ground, it's still in the hands of the Iranians, that will become a historical loss for America and American power. The issue is that is physically impossible to remove until either this government goes, or he can make a deal with someone in this government to hand it over, which is really becoming unlikely by the day. So that is the kind of the rock and the hard place that Trump is playing, and that's gonna be the determination whether he can force a win or a loss of Americans. But the whole thing that some saying this IRGC is weak and their ideology, these are nonsense. Iran doesn't have ideology. Iran has a mafia within controlling itself. And all this Hezbollah stuff, they're always going to hate Israel. But the main point is, if you cannot bring this, if you cannot supply them with arms, money, they're on their own. That's the role of Iran. That is what is wrong. It's like saying Hamas is winning because Hamas is still alive. Is really Hamas winning? No. But they continue. Unfortunately, radiocarbons continue. I'll put it so you understand it.
Okay, but let me just go right away with you. You're saying it's not an ideology. I'm not speaking for the Iranian people. I'm speaking for the IRGC sympathizers, for the IRGC or for the IRGC representatives.
Oh, I come here, Rafi is talking again.
Oh my fucking god. Go fucking change this fucking
How do you know that? How do you know that, my man?
No, he's actually right because Muslims are terrorists and they're never gonna stop. Arab Muslims are terrorists.
No, the supply is not there. The supply is not there.
Supply is not going to be there. The funding is
No,
not going
I'm
to be
sure
there.
you still
Hold on,
there.
hold on,
My God.
guys. They don't care. They don't care if they have an advanced rocket or they can get their fucking hands on a $50 Katusha rocket. Okay? If the wars are profitable and peace, I'm sorry to say shitholes like in the Middle East that most countries struggle over, they oppress their fucking people. To make money, you gotta do bad shit. Like criminal stuff. Criminal stuff is usually like ISIS, like fucking Hezbollah.
Guys, can we talk about solutions?
Hold on, like everything
Not
else.
Rafi, can I ask you a question? Why do you say Hezbollah? Why do you say Hezbollah?
Oh, fucking Hezbollah.
It's hey, hey, hey.
So again, yes, they don't care as long as they can. This is how they're in the Middle East. It works by being a terrorist. It's not organized crime that would work in the Western world. It's gonna work by being a fucking terrorist. You terrorize people, you get paid for this shit. There's always gonna be a sponsor. There's always gonna be that hate as long as the. I'm sorry to say.
You and me agree on that.
Is a lie.
I just said the same thing to you.
There is not going to be a sponsor all the time. No, that's the correct. That's not the correct statement.
There's always gonna be a sponsor.
No, there's not going to be a sponsor like Islamic Republic of Iran. No, no.
Like I told you, it doesn't matter if they have an advanced rocket or they have
Right.
a $50 computer.
Right, I understand. But hold on. Money brings power. I got it. Money brings power. And Islamic Republic gives a lot of help.
No, wars bring money. They don't give money for power. They want money. Everybody's
No, what I'm saying is like if that minority, the terrorists,
No, you actually haven't listened to it as well.
he's talking about something else right now. Rafi is saying that you are okay.
No, no, I know what he's talking about, but the fact that they are defending is not because of Islam, it's because of Iran. You know, I'm born and raised in a Muslim family, but I don't. Shut the fuck up, I'm talking.
Go down. Go ahead,
No, I was just saying, Bibi Netanyahu, first of all, I wanted to tell Rafi, in the 60-minute program, this is what he said. He said 150,000 rockets were at the hands of the Lebanon. I'm sorry, what is this thing? Hezbollah. And by the end of this mission, that 150,000 folks, put it in perspective, 95% of it has been, handled. So it's only 5% left. But to Bibi's point, it is right. And to your point, Rafi, it's still a rocket coming every night. And I don't disagree with you. I agree with you. So this is what I was trying to tell Bibi, that the win does not look like a switch. The win actually, unfortunately, is more than 5 months, and it's going to take a little bit of a longer time because, to your point, Rafi, it's not the rockets, it's the ideology, it's all the layers that are in the area. But I want to close this here, coming back to Alex. When Alex says that the problem between Israel and it's with the neighboring countries, I disagree with Alex. Why? I think Islamic Republic antagonizes. Right before the 7th of October, Saudi Arabia going into some sort of a negotiation or like a contract. What is that accord? Say Abraham Accord. Yeah, and then right before that, right before 7th of October, an Islamic Republic, what happened with Hamas? And when you say you're going to cut the money, I don't disagree with you. There's always a sponsor. But the Islamic Republic is like a cancer, provides the money, provides the facilities to train, to support, and
out of money.
I agree with you. Of course they're running out of money. But Rafi says it doesn't matter. Somebody else is sponsored. That's what Rafi said.
Like any mafia, you have terror. Iran holds the territory.
الهام جان منم از بلاک در بیار الهام منو بلاک کردی
من باید کردم؟
آره
حتما آدم بدجنسی بودی.
نه
نیستی اوکی در بیارم. ببخشید.
It's like a poker.
Islamic Revolution, what happened is in Islam you have different schools of thought. They call them marja tafi, and the heavily religious people even pick like one of the mullahs to be their leader of how they should practice the faith. And no, there are a lot of like different beliefs and how they interpret Quran and all that. But the political power is in power of maybe maximum 20% of supporters and believers in that school of thought. One of the reasons that, for example, they're still trying to control the narrative is there are no 34 million people in the streets supporting the regime. No, there are very few people, and they've even brought in people from Muslim people from neighboring countries like Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iraq, to make the streets, full of people, and also suppress any uprising if it's again. So the image you are seeing from Iran and how you are looking at the winning and losing side and the ideology are not really proportioned here as how much weight it has in the situation. The big way of the biggest way I think in this scale is the Islamic Republic and how it's supporting all proxy groups to just fight someone else's war. From the day one of Islamic Republic, Israel has been a center of attack and political attack from Iran, from them supporting any move that fights with Israel, and it has been through many other countries through the Arab world. But they eventually become to realize that Israel is here to stay, and we have to let our people live and become more moderate. Like Saudi Arabia, 10 years ago, women would get fucking stoned if they rode on motorcycles or they didn't wear hijab. But now they are allowing a lot of basic human rights for their people, and normalizing the relationship with Israel to make it safe for their people and reduce all the immigration that's happening. Why do you think there is so much immigration going around the world? Half of it is the ideological wars that these extremist groups have been doing in that region. And like the key to all of that is to eliminate the Islamic Republic. Of course, in the war, the people are getting killed. Of course, it's terrible. But if you leave the wounded regime, that's when you should fear what's gonna come after it, and it's gonna be very dark after it, I would say. But if you eliminate the regime, then you don't have that threat. That ideology is not going to be reborn because the power right now is in hands of that small population. So I just wanted to bring perspective. Thank you.
Absolute truth, Adi, absolute truth.
Thank you.
We're mentioning that it is a very small percentage
said, 1 out of 100. 1 out of 100 are with the IRGC. So now, wait, let me finish. I know, it sounds like there are not that many.
You know what
But
it
this,
sounds to me?
no, hold on, baby. Let me, please, can you change this, please? What I'm trying to say is that we who have a political system in our countries where we live, we better learn a great lesson from this. You see, when a minority, 1 out of 100, is in charge of a country like Iran, and people are resilient and are against this ideology, and they want a secularism democracy, but when the power is in the hand of 1 out of 100, that's just insane.
Well, it's not one out of
You can
100,
be
by the way.
you can be murdered. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like you can be so devastated like this, how we are. I mean, like, we should really appreciate our political systems where we live, and we should really, support it the way to remain like this. We should never allow the minority, crazy, manic come in power.
So, okay. I want to hear from
You want to hear from
Hi,
the
everybody.
register?
Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me. Can you hear me? Hello? Yeah. It's a great space. Enjoying hearing all the back and forth. A couple points. So, despite what all of us want, I mean, everybody who lives in a democratic system has values individual liberty. Obviously, we want to see that for not only for Iran but for many places. But the reality is this: America went on a full-on air assault, wiped out multiple layers of the Iranian leadership, and destroyed a lot of their assets, and they are still in full control. So essentially asking to overthrow, Iran from the air, it's similar to being like, hey, go overthrow Vietnam from the air, go to overthrow, another authoritative country, right, that has actually a system. They have a sophisticated system in place, and they're in full control, and they're willing to kill their own people to maintain power. And so that's the reality we're dealing with. The only option is to send 600,000 to 1 million American troops in there. It will cause 100,000 American dead and probably 1 million Iranian civilians dead. In the Iraq War alone, 800,000 civilians died. Iran's a much bigger country, much bigger population. So for those who say they love the Iranian people, if option B, or if you're willing to get rid of the Islamic regime at any cost, I mean, the outcome will be a failed state that is devastated. I mean, just look at Syria, look at Libya, look at Iraq. Iraq still hasn't recovered. So these are being endeavors, and the U.S. doesn't seem like they have the appetite. They don't seem like they have a. But and they don't. I'm gonna stop right there. Are you gonna continue? Yeah, I'll land my thought. I'll land my thought. Yeah. No, go. So I'll pause there. We can go back to all. We can add. I just want to go a little bit back and forth. You said the only way is 600 million. So you want to tell me right now there's Iranians on the stage, there's Iranians on the audience, that without a foot from the ground, you guys are going to be able to get your country. The only thing you guys want is for America to actually put boots on the ground. Your sincere advice to your people, love your people, do nothing to free themselves. So I'll explain. So even if you give, let's say, 2 million Iranians guns, right? One, guns aren't enough. You need training, and the most America can get in Iran's hands, if they can get those guns in people's hands, right, would be small arms, machine guns, at most RPGs, stuff like that. They don't have armor, they don't have tanks. Iran would fight back and kill more people. They'll turn into Syria. They will do it in the name of Islam. They will bomb the hell out of that country, right? So that's the reality. The evidence is there, right? And so short of the United States going in with heavy armor, with air superiority, you can't even have a normal conversation.
What is wrong with you?
Why are you so rude? Why can't you learn some? Why can't you learn some manners?
Because you're
Being a drunk fuck. Jesus. I'm sorry for her behavior, but she's a drunk.
We're having a civil conversation.
She's jumping out. It's all right. She's jumping out.
Yeah. So the issue is that if we have a track record of these type of conflicts, this is not a surprise. From Vietnam to the modern wars in Iraq to Syria, we've seen how this stuff rolls out, right? So the only
Yeah, but
way
the Vietnamese government didn't stay on power, and this is where you're mistaken.
What do you mean?
America
It's
came
a
out of the
communist
war.
country. It's a communist country.
No, it's also Islamic communist country.
Yeah, but see,
Islamic Marxist country.
but here's the difference. They have. See, this is the thing, and I want to jump in and shout out to Ocean. You said some real crazy shit that got the stage going earlier, but we're gonna go into that. A lot of people might think it's crazy, but everyone's talking. And what Shinvat said, nothing you said was wrong, bro. Technically, what we're talking about is dealing with the Persians. Here's the difference. See, he brought up Vietnam. The Persians have this type of bloodline, type of like allegiance, type of martyrdom ideology that goes hand in hand with being a Persian, much like the Jewish people. The Jews have hand in hand their ideology with being chosen, being the seed of Jacob, right?
You can't face the taint with that.
The Iranian government was don't jump out like the old chick who just got sent to the bottom. Hold on, let me finish, brother. And I'm gonna give it right to you because nothing you said was wrong.
Go ahead, bro.
The Persians, like you said, was correct. The Persians will kill and fight without the training, whatever, as soon as America trying to penetrate. That's the reason why America was bluffing the whole time, talking about invading and taking Clark Island, which is a very small island, but they can't do it. We've seen before right now, like America is taking on and using the Lucas drone, which is just nothing but a Shahed clone. They're copying now the Persians' weaponry and their indigenous technology. Something about the Persians is that why they have that martyr ideology, which is the reason why even if you're trying to the Islamic Republic and you're trying to get rid of all that structure, the reason why it will never totally become a corrupt and devalued state like a fucking Libya or wherever the case might be, or Syria or whatever, is because they have that Persian identity, which to them at the deep root level they believe that they are called by the God of the book of Esther. She goes on to be the queen of Persia, called out in the prophet, the book of Daniel. Excuse me for getting into the Torah, the Tanakh, and the Navaim, and the Rasuls, and all that type of stuff. But these people are actually called out in a lot of these holy books by names. The Persians by name. So that's why at the top level, no matter what you do to the IRGC, the ABCDEFG, whatever it's going to be, the Persian identity, the martyr ideology, and them being called out in the holy books, in the Torah, in the Tanakh, in the Quran, by being called out by nation, is going to make sure that they never become obliterated. So I'm from America, and I'm American black, but I was taught a lot of history. I know for a fact you're not going to just go in there and do to the Persians like you did to the Venezuelans, or like you can do to the Iraq, or like Afghanistan. It's not going to work. So we're posturing as Americans, we're going to take Clark Island. They ain't stepped foot on Clark Island. Not going to be able to penetrate, because as soon as they do, every Persian, this is the difference between them and Islam. This is why we're having, earlier speaking, like how could I don't know if you know it. Before anybody else gets blamed, I booted BB.
Well, did you?
I thought I did.
I thought you guys put her into the audience. Why did you guys?
I did do that before. She keeps coming up and keeps doing the same thing. So.
Oh, okay, whatever.
That's completely fine, honestly. She was too drunk.
Yeah, she won't remember anymore like this. Hey, I ain't gonna lie though. She funny though. She funny.
I just wanted to comment on a couple of things I've heard. I just wanted to comment on your guys' discussion. I've been listening for a while, and so far I've heard everything from one end to kill all Muslims, all those. It's an interesting take. Yeah, it definitely would solve a problem. You're gonna have a hard time selling someone like me, like a warrior, to go in and just genocide a whole group of people for just being one kind of immutable characteristic, just being Muslim. Like you're gonna have that hard. Like I'm not going to really buy into it. I'll fight against an enemy that's horrific. I have no care. I'll eliminate the enemy. But to eliminate a whole group of people, like that one's kind of crossing the line for me. So that one's going to be a hard pass on me at this time. Really not going to wipe out the entire like what is it, 2.8 billion Muslims around the world. Just not really going to do that. Although I'm sure the climate change people will fucking cheer on and be like, finally we eliminated a group of people so we can save the climate. The other end is. I think you could.
Yes.
I think the other end is you're talking about an IRGC. Regime changes work and they don't work. There's a 50-50 shot with them. It depends, and it takes a long time to do a regime change. They're not always successful at first. Someone brought up Vietnam. You're right. The America pulled out and became communist. However, they've changed their stances. They are more capitalist. They have more outreach to the U.S., and they really hate fucking China. So, by proxy, they have kind of swung back to the U.S. side. Vietnam's really beautiful. I recommend people go there on vacation.
The U.S. brought it back in the fold to counter China, so that was the U.S. extending the olive branch.
Correct.
If the U.S. did that to the Iranian government, they would accept it, right? So that's
not necessarily, because it has been extended multiple times.
The JCPOA was an example of that. They agreed to the JCPOA. They wanted to make a deal.
However, they were still attacking allies. So that's the part with it. Like people highlight the JCPOA as this blanket cover, and it really wasn't. It was more of a we would like it. It was like an ask without any teeth behind it. And Iran was still fucking around. Yes, they stopped attacking U.S. ships per se, but they were still attacking other ships by allied nations. So at the end of the day, we can't sit there and just say, hey, you know, Iran, yeah, you're not attacking Americans, but go ahead and take on the Italian, the Japanese. These are people that we've aligned with, that we actually still need on our side. Territorial-wise, we need to have those, those trade agreements, and we don't want them going in there and fucking just saying, hey, you know what, we're just going to blow the shit out of Iran and kill everybody, because they were pretty close to doing that. They were sick and tired of that shit. So, I mean, you kind of have to take the whole grain of geopolitics into faith. I think you can do something with the IRGC. I think it is fractured in the Iran. However, there's not a unifying voice in Iran right now. There's not someone to compel a direction. So right now you have multi-factional fighting internally, as well as like whatever they're wanting to do externally. So if we can figure out who is the centralized figure in Iran right now that can bring all of, unite the clans and quote Braveheart, that can actually bring in the people together, then you have a shot, as long as they're there. And honestly, I'm still holding fast. Trump is just knocking down until he gets to a person who's willing to work with him. He's not looking to put boots on the ground, just targeting high-level people until he finds one guy that says, please don't put a warhead on my forehead. I'm willing to, work with you a little bit. You have to give me face. I'll allow you to have your declared victory, and we'll open up trade, and we'll stop all this bullshit in the Middle East. And honestly, that's what I think Trump's going forward.
Brad, he was never.
I agree.
He was never looking for.
So, I mean, excuse me, and I'm saying this with all due respect and sincerity, right?
Opposition would not be a life PDR.
No, but listen to what I'm saying, though.
Opposition gets killed.
But listen, Global Watch, but understand what I'm saying, though. What are we really saying, right? Pahlavi ain't been there in a million hundred years, right? Now, Khamenei was killed the first day of the strike when they bombed the Nav Girls' School. Isn't Mustaba supposed to be the son that steps up? So if Mustaba is supposed to be the one in Khamenei's stead, then we do have some to talk to. It's Mustaba, right? But this is what's bothering me because that's too simple for me. Maybe I'm just a black American guy in LA. That's just too simple for me. You're talking Mustaba. Isn't Mustaba supposed to be standing up at the Khamenei? But I remember that the same day when they killed Khamenei, when they bombed the girls' schools in the Nav. I remember that Khamenei was also killed and martyred with his daughter and his family. I remember that was the first instant. So I'm saying my gut feeling, which could be wrong, just a black guy in LA, but I think they killed Khamenei, the daughter, and I believe that Mustaba, God forbid, was also killed too. But if that's the case, because everybody keeps talking about until we have somebody else to talk to, until we have somebody to talk to, Pahlavi or Mustaba, but Mustaba's supposed to be the immediate heir. Pahlavi would be an outside person coming in being installed, but he still isn't there. Who are y'all waiting on to talk to? Like the Mahdi or some shit? Because ain't nobody there. You get what I'm saying? Trump trying to talk to the Mahdi. Who else is going to be the one who's going to be able to talk to all these people who you done bombed and killed the leaders, destroyed shit? They don't want to hear none of that shit y'all talking about. They don't want to hear nothing from Pahlavi. They don't want to hear nothing. They don't want to hear shit. Them niggas is ready to just do the shit. Y'all already done, you know what I'm saying? Y'all done killed the Ayatollah. You done wiped out his family. Y'all done already done, like, that's what they did. I'm American. I'm a black American. I'm good reading this. That's what they did. They killed all of them. So that's why you haven't seen much Taba. That's why he haven't came out. You go and see fucking Yahya still talking in fucking, in fucking Yemen. Yahya still, we fucking, we that. Like, he's still up there talking, but you don't see much Taba. You don't see nobody else because they got rid of all them. So who is going to be that one person? It ain't going to be Pahlavi, and I don't think Mustaba is alive.
Smoking on that Ayatollah pack.
To be able to
And definitely that happened.
build the country, to be able to rebuild the country, you need a leader that has expertise in it. And Pahlavi has spent 47 years, has spent his whole life studying and
You don't need a leader to do that. Wait. You don't need an engineer for a leader. Listen, respectfully, Glo, I respect you, Glo, because he wasn't wrong. Like everything we was talking about data use. I also wanted to throw in there King Sirius, right? Cyrus, he was even called Mashiach outside of the children of Israel. He was the only person, not a Jew, that was called the Messiah, a Persian, right? So I know the history. I know exactly what you're saying. But at this time, I hate to say it, like, that's who Trump asked you to talk to. Like, Trump, like, where's the Mahdi? Like, we need someone to talk, because they know they killed everybody. That's why they have to, like, have alternative people to talk to. If we follow the normal order of success, it's supposed to be Mastaba. That's who they showed, but we still never see them in the public. They don't even know. They said that we don't have nobody to talk to. That's what they said. They keep saying we don't have nobody to talk to. And this whole idea about like the religious faith being the carryover, it'll hold on. This idea it'll sustain for a little bit, but without a unifying, rallying leader, you can't go. You don't need an engineer. You don't need an architect. You don't need a nuclear scientist to lead a nation. What you need is somebody who can galvanize the population base behind a centralized idea. That's how you build a nation. You can't do it. Like Ayatollah did. He took 12 hardcore motherfuckers and brought them here. Let me help you. Like some idea. Yeah, I know. I can help you. I can help you. I can show you how to blow it up. But the Ayatollah, I can't drop them. I can only remove people from the room.
I just did, bro. Just come off down.
Yeah, just don't. Well, put them in guys, because sometimes we need them back.
Do it, Brad. I got.
Yeah, thanks, bud. So, like, if you can get that centralized leader to actually build and actually galvanize people to bring in investment, bring in trades, bring in other people, that's who's going to follow, because somebody will follow that. Look at how the Ayatollah took over in the first fucking place. He didn't have a huge crew. It wasn't a massive wave. It was 12 hardcore motherfuckers that were able to fucking conquer a nation. If you look at his core group, if you look at the military strategy, that's what you need. You need someone who can do that with, a handful of dedicated people that are So you gotta have that, and you don't have that in Iran. You have too many infighting. And Adley, he's Taco Bell, man. Like, how are you going to give a guy that rates at Starbucks? He left to fucking Iranians. Yeah. Well, I haven't talked that much. Hey, go ahead, Rafi.
Rafi, Stephanie, you forgot to say, can I chime in to close? Can I chime in? Go ahead, Stephanie.
Thank you, shit. So,
Can you say, can I chime in first? Say, can I chime
lot of like all of their diss songs and all this other stuff. They're all hip hop tracks. They're all rap tracks.
Yeah, they're trying to idolize Nipsey Hussle now.
Right, exactly. But hold on. But here's the thing, though. See, I've been paying attention, Chloe, as you can tell, I've been paying attention to Iran for, I'm 40, right? I look like I've been paying attention to Iran for a long time, right? You can even go back to a mini jab. 15, 20 years ago, a mini jab was up in the UN doing Tupac lyrics. They were celebrating Black Panther Party, Huey P. Newton Day, Black Panther Party, 20 years ago. Iran, in Iran. Like,
you know, the black.
So, hold on. Let's listen to this, my brother Randy.
Went to the Sunni.
Yeah, right. Let me just, but they're shit, so that don't have no opinion. That don't even.
What I'm saying is, like, who Malcolm X came to and Muhammad Ali came to find their fate of Islam, they went to the Sunni country.
Right, but they're Shia, so that don't make that consequence. Iran is Shia, yes they are.
Iran is Shia.
Right, so right, I know, but you're saying something that's a non sequitur right now. So for them to have, brother, if you let me finish, they are still idolizing black figures who were Sunni even as a Shia nation. My point is, they've always been, like for example, we know that they had Malcolm X idolized him in the 70s, way before America did. Like, put him on stamp. Like, this is not new stuff to people. You feel me? Like when they held the United States Embassy and they let the women go, Khomeini in the 70s, 79, they let the women go and only the American blacks, right? Except for one dude who worked for the military. This is technically not something new. It's just new to people who are actually coming to it. So when it comes to PR, they're winning on that. But the other side of it is the PR. Howard, like, I personally, from what I've been keeping up with
They're
this.
very intelligent people in Iran. Very intelligent. You have to give them that.
No, they're Persians. My name is Power for everybody. Hello, nice to meet you. My name is Power, y'all. I love this room. Shout out to everybody, right? See, all of this, we're weakening their logistics. We're stopping their ammunitions and all that. We gotta know this is what the youngsters call projecting. We're the ones that are low on interceptors. We're the ones low on batteries. We're the ones.
So you're saying that they have like no damage, like whatsoever.
Well, what I'm saying is, now that we're having a direct conflict with Iran as Americans, and this is not like a proxy war, but we're actually, starting to head a war. Now their proxies are Russia and China, and North Korea possibly, right? So they have, especially in the region, they have the logistics favoring for them, the deployment, the sensibilities, the nations who are willing, which are also BRICS nations, willing to actually have somebody to fight. Listen, don't chip on me. Don't chip on me, bro. Don't chip on me.
Come on, bro. You said
don't
break.
chip on me.
You might as well sell the Justice League.
Don't chip on me. Don't chip on me. Well, it's an acronym, right, for all the countries, right? Listen, brother. It's an acronym, right? An acronym for multiple countries. Brazil,
yeah, Russia, I know that.
India, right? So those, right. So what I'm saying is, right. Those countries who what we call BRIC nations, the opposition, these people have a vested interest in seeing what Iran could do with the vested, with America, who is the world reserve. So China being the proxy now, Russia being the proxy, who is our proxies? We having a hard time getting the UK and everybody else aligned with us. The blockade that we're holding up, the reverse blockade that we're doing, we're the ones fronting that. It ain't Germany, France, and everybody else out there. It's us. It ain't Spain, Iran, and them. All the homies is flipping tongues on us. I'm from the streets, bro. So I know when somebody's flipping and talking to somebody else. Spain already talking. Them niggas in France said we cannot use their airspace to bomb, and several other Europeans. That's the reason why Trump went and attacked the Middle nations. They're not complacent. On the way, man, listen. Well, guess what? So is Santa Claus, bro.
I'll give you that one.
I know when the jig is up, homie. Our homie is talking. Listen, let me ask you a question. How long? Let me ask you a question. What is it? Let me ask you a question. What is the day that we've been engaged in Iran? Since what day? What was the first day that the first day we dropped the bomb on the Manav and killed ISO? What's the day? So how many days are we
We're
been?
not even 60 days, 80
Yeah.
days.
Not even 80 days. They said that this will be less than a week.
No, it's not.
They said at 3-4 days. They know at the very beginning the projection was this is gonna be like 4 or 5 days. We're gonna just go in there, buy
When Iran Baker, who holds all of their assets and all of their leverage in their financial economy as far as world trade, oil reserves, and global debt goes, and their banking system, that is China. China is losing billions by this weekly, by this trade being closed. What do you mean how? Okay, I'm gonna tell you something. China, no, they don't. Not their customers. Not their customers. Not their customers. No, listen, not their customers.
Iran let them go.
That's not true.
No, it is.
Iran is letting them go through.
Who buys everything from China?
Iran is letting them go through freedom.
Listen. Stopping a Neanderthal. Who buys everything from China? No, seriously. No, I'm serious. Who buys everything from China?
That was kind of fun.
China trade. Okay? The European, Asian countries, everybody. China is the manufacturer of the
Japan
world.
also.
Oh, yes, sir. So when you block their way
India,
of importing, yes, sir. So when you block their way of importing oil and natural gas from the GCC overnight, their main supplier, those economies experience overnight inflation, which then means all of this assembly line manufacturing that's on the books for the government to buy from China has to slow down. So now all of this backlog in assembly is sitting in Chinese factories. At the whole time still dealing with tariffs, and now dealing also, whenever they go and they get oil from these nations, they're contracted logistically from China. But Iran's like, no. You're a French ship. You're not coming. No. You're a British ship. You're not coming. Oh, you're a Finnish ship. You're not coming. Oh, you're a Japanese ship. You're not coming. But every one of those ships are contracted logistically with China to get trade going. So when you block China's customers from getting to, when gas goes up, everything goes up, sir. I'm sure you can agree to that.
No, I'm in LA. I'm in LA where we're sacrificing.
I'm from the San Fernando Valley, bro.
Okay, yeah, so you know.
From Ventura Boulevard all the way to Rosecrans. You know what I'm saying?
So look, bro. Yeah, I'm from Inglewood. So look, watch this.
Okay, west side, north side, from the bottom.
I'm from the west.
Okay. Yeah, I grew up. My partner from Inglewood, Chris on Mafia from Baby Hawk,
Baby Hawk, yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, I went to Morningside, 104 for Utah, nigga. I'm an Inglewood nigga, bro, for real.
Okay, I'm out the Inglewood nigga, bro. I'm out the dead end gangsters, bro. But you know what I'm saying?
Better one say bang on my block, bro. No. It's all love. Yeah. But listen, watch this.
Very well.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to you though. But look, I'm gonna say this is the reason why this shit gets sticky though, because
yes, sir.
What happens is what you're speaking logistically is correct, even because it affects India, it affects a lot of people.
Everybody.
Yes, but here's the thing though, they're allowing the person who are getting who needs these contractors, they're allowing them to have to wait. They letting China go through, so China can directly supply that to them themselves.
No, that's what's happening. Family,
listen to me. Listen to me.
Go ahead.
We talk Venezuela is on this side of the world. The Strait of Hormuz is on the other side of the world. So when it comes to the Strait of Hormuz, right, they put the blockade and said, can't nobody go through the Strait of Hormuz, right? That's what Iran did. That was the move that they tried to flex. We tried to do the reverse fake blockade type shit, right? So what Trump is like, okay, so you won't let us get through it, whatever the case might be, because technically, watch this, it is the GCC countries, but guess which one of the only GCC countries Iran has not been striking? If anybody's been paying attention, it's actually Oman, because Oman and Iran is on the same oil field, and they actually have the same exact rights to the Persian Gulf. So that's the reason why Iran is actually putting Oman in a lot of the mix, and they haven't been striking them. They struck Bahrain, they struck everybody else, but they haven't
infiltrated the GCC completely.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is strategic and logistics is shit you want, right? They haven't been striking Oman, which is the same people, the Arab neighbors who hold that key too. They've allowed all of our enemies access in and out the Strait of Hormuz, and if you
street playing go-karts and Pokemon, they can catch everybody that was invading. They would team up with fucking KKK members and say, stop your white bedsheet sales at fucking Target, and march down the street, and we're going to start doing this. They'd have to put bag limits on shooting motherfuckers out of the air. This is why you can never win against Americans, because even though we're divided, all of a sudden one little thing pops up, and you'll see a whole different bear that rises up, and that's not going to be a fun thing for all of you. Secondly, you are kind of wrong about Kharg Island and the Chinese, because although we allow some of the exports out there, the U.S. has kind of blocked them off, and it's allowing it to be a trickle, because we still have, 24 ships in there carrying approximately 250 to 500,000 gallons. Kharg Island is filled, and we're not allowing them to ship from it. We're letting it be a slow trickle. So Iran can't pump oil right now. So
I agree, Viking, but we all American, right? Viking, you American, right?
Damn right.
Okay, so watch this. We all American, right? Let's keep it real, bro. All I know for America, even though we know you can't win and sustain military campaigns, like Kharg Island should be fucking Kharg memory. But this is like what's happening. Like we know if they destroy Kharg Island and take over big heights like they said they would, that will be attacking critical infrastructure, totally annihilating it. Then the war would be shit 100,000 times worse than what it is. You think this shit is gonna be bad? Because trust me, the shit is about to kick up in the next week or two. Y'all mark my words. In the next week, I'll say about next 3 weeks, 20 some days, this shit gonna kick up. But I love y'all.
You're right. I hope they bomb. I hope they bomb on one side.
No, we gonna see. Hey, I love y'all. Peace out, man. I'm gonna go to the dark side. This was enlightening. I'm gonna come through here. I like this room. And shout out to all the mods. Follow the mods, bro.
Thank you, Power.
Thank you, Power. Nice. Good day.
know Iran, but that guy, he constantly fucking tells me about how Americans are, and the same fucking guys like, you know nothing about our country, but you guys are all this and this and this. It's like, dude, if I don't know your country, you sure as hell don't know mine, and I guarantee you probably couldn't survive here. That's why you're sitting there building soccer stadiums in Saudi Arabia for like $1 a day.
That's not fair. The Arabs are monkeys. The Arabs should be working for this person.
Wait, I got a question for you and Ocean. Ocean,
Depends on what Arabs you're talking about.
hold on, man. Ocean Pepe. Yeah, Ocean Pepe. If I had a time machine and I sent you two both back in the time machine, what would you guys do?
That's my question for Rich, bro. But I can answer from Pepe. Pepe, you want to answer? What would you do if you had a time machine?
I don't think that makes sense.
And no filter, Pepe. Go ahead. Be comfortable as fuck.
Whatever, I would have to think about it, and then you would, whatever.
It's going to interrupt you. No one is going to fucking give you shit for it. Go ahead.
Yeah, whatever would give me like the most power and money, I would make sure that it was secured to me.
I know.
So I could be I could be like, you know, just like that guy with all the money and do whatever the fuck I want.
That may wrong answer.
Very selfish person.
I know. He was hoping for a completely different outcome.
I was hoping I wanted to actually know what Pepe had in mind if he had a time machine. He's so racist, I want. Pepe, would you like go back in time and destroy every other race of white people?
I would tell, well, you know, this is going to sound racist, but perhaps I would tell the slave ships that I would have never allowed slavery. I'll just say that. Problem solved. No slavery, then you won't have any blacks here.
Oh, you
What if you had blacks here already for some reason? That's not historically accounted for.
Yeah, it's I can't really answer that.
How about Arab monkeys? Would you replace blacks with Arab monkeys as the slaves?
they're inventing nothing. But here's the thing: we can look at like Turkey.
People say, oh, they don't live there.
Yeah, but Turkey, for example, and Turkey and Iran, they're like much more educated.
Their money is all over the global economy, bro. What the fuck are we talking about?
They don't invest, they invest. So they
There
have
you go.
capital to invest in every
Bro, oh my god. Oh
And they
my
do.
god. What was the question? God damn it.
What do they do good? What do they invent? What do they invent?
Question.
What do they invent, correct?
Yeah, the internet.
I have to
Nothing,
get
literally nothing.
Yeah, I have to get back to you on that. But what they do is all their money is in the global economy, all
That-
throughout
that's-
Europe,
yeah,
all
but that's
throughout
not-
Asia,
they move
all
money
throughout
around.
America.
They have a lot of money because of natural resources.
What do you mean it's not everyone's money? It's their money that they make off oil sales and they put it in the economy.
Yeah, but who else put their money in the economy or in the markets? Everyone does it. That's not a talent. That is not a talent.
I'm not saying it's a talent. Oh, I'm not disputing that it's a talent. What I'm saying is
that what do they
because it's very important. Because I'm a United States citizen, sir. So I want my country to be super fucking power of the world. So these people have to thrive. Their oil economies have to thrive. UAE has to thrive. Saudi has to thrive. Israel and Saudi and UAE have to come together in peace and start global trade. Let Israel build military infrastructure and defense structure throughout what they're doing.
I get that, but I'm not making an argument whether or not.
Just talking about something else.
Yeah, I'm not making an argument about whether or not they're good for the United States. I'm making an argument about like what do these people actually innovate, and that is where they are completely. We can even look at Israel, for example. Like Israel, for example, is actually a very innovative country for the small population. And what you've got matches a lot of the Gulf Arab states. There's a huge asymmetry there between how innovative that country is, the Persians, the Turks, and then you have the Arabs, which are just like
I'm gonna tell you.
I'm gonna tell you.
Just because they don't, just because. Can I land?
If you go back to market, yeah, but I'm gonna delete. Go ahead, tell me something over and over.
No, but listen, I'm not gonna say something. So look, so in the process of drilling for oil in the sand, right? You got to use coagulants, right? And what that does is that separates like the hard sand and everything, and all the water and everything from the oil when you extract it, right? Just like the Israelis were very good with petrochemicals and understanding how to desalinization, you know what I mean? Kuwaitis and Saudis figure out a way to use sulfate granules to do this process a hell of a lot more efficient, right? They created the way of drilling the oil more efficiently, right? And as soon as they patented everything, everything was to the U.S. government, and we literally use this kind of technology even if we were drilling up for shale up in North America, right? So it's like, okay, I know it's not an impact of like the fucking iPhone or Apple or healthcare advances and stuff like that, but it's something. You know what I mean? And they put this, and all of this money that's being spent in U.S. dollars, you know, it protects the United States, it protects the assets of Israel, it protects the assets of the United States West and all its allies. It's a bond that has to thrive.
And it went back to the same thing.
Yeah, and I don't think if anything,
I know, Ocean.
If anything, we're the ones protecting them, and they don't really fight in any wars. And
to God, you can find, and I'll find you the most fucking gingerbread Russian Israeli, that third generation, fourth generation in Israel, and his ways will remind you more of like an Arab, in a sense of living. Yeah. It's because they are part of the culture. Like everybody has to get along, is what I'm saying, bro. Like, that's all.
That they give opportunity to start up companies that affect the world by giving them financial support and believing in them. And after that, it has a ripple effect onto the world that will benefit. They might not do it directly, but they do it indirectly with finances. That
Well,
they
they
can
do
now
directly
invest.
too. You know, if you look at something called the Kuwait Fund, right? It's the biggest charity in the world, and they literally donate billions of dollars a year to local charities.
I mean, that's okay. We're not talking about how nice they are. I was more or less talking about the innovation part. Like,
Well, we get that you love them. Like, I do. But it's a whole different topic. Well, the Israelis invent a lot. How about that, Ocean? I'm not gonna.
we all know.
Yeah, they have, and I'm not gonna deny it. They have.
I will shit about.
So why can't those inventions go to the Arab world for a cost of oil and cheaper? I never said they drill and.
Yeah, nobody said so. When we talked about innovations, generally they're for the greater good, not always. We can talk about nukes. No, I would even say, like, look at North Korea. I don't know how they got. It could be that China or somebody helped them do it. I don't know. I don't know the origin story about how North Korea got their nukes, but it's a rather horrid place. I mean, I think if there's one country, the last country I'd want to live in the world, I would take, Angola, disease and famine over fucking North Korea. North Korea just seems like the worst place. But these fuckers have nukes, and there is some level of ingenuity behind them. Even though it's kind of hard when you have leaders of theirs. But
Yeah, but like
it was the Russians that helped the North Koreans by saying, they did it on a small scale and said, oh, but if you actually, increase this, then you've got the ability. It took them a long time, but Russia was the opening door for them. Not China. China wouldn't get. They don't like North Korea that way. In fact, when North Koreans try to flee North Korea, they throw them back over the fence.
Wait, so I thought Pakistan. It was the Pakistani scientist, wasn't it, Brad?
The Pakistan stole it from England and France. Hence off that fucking top-notch security there. But Russia actually actively helped North Korea.
Israel stole it from us too. It's a gift that keeps on giving.
Stole what? Stole what?
Oh, nuclear secrets.
Hey, Rami doesn't. No, they didn't.
They stole. No, they did. No, they did. This is actually why. This is widely. It's not a conspiracy theory. This is widely known. They stole.
The mines to create the bomb came from Eastern Europe. And when the Manhattan Project.
No. We're talking about after America.
Went to three places.
No,
I'm talking before the end of World War II. Okay, and the technology went three places. Went to the United States, went to what's going to be Israel, and the rest of Russia. That's where it split. That's where that technology split.
Sure. So, but when it came to there was.
What I'm saying is there were Jews everywhere scattered around.
No, I get that. We can thank Jews for helping us, come up with the nuclear bomb. But that's not my point.
For sure.
But when it came to, in terms of the United States, decades after, hold on, decades after, they ended up basically, there were nuclear secrets that were stolen, and then there was actual nuclear material that ended up being sent to Israel that helped them build, make their first atomic bomb. This is not something.
Well, let's just say you're right. Thank God it happened. Thank fucking God it happened. I want to give the guy, if that happened just like before, to find that guy, I want to say, hey, I got a little small flat sent to London. Welcome to 2 weeks on.
First off, why do you want to punch somebody with going to fucking London?
I
two do not go hand in hand.
No, the other cuisine.
Rappy's trying to speak. Rappy's trying to speak. He's quiet. He has to small mic.
Apologize, Mr. Ralphie.
If I recall correctly, was it Jew? Was it? Like with the whole Manhattan Project and everyone. Was it? Who came up with the nuclear bomb? This might sound like really stupid question to ask. I could have just Googled it and sounded smart.
You had Einstein, you had the Russian guy, you had
But in America, who was it a Jewish person?
Oppenheimer, you're trying to refer to?
Yeah, Oppenheimer.
So Oppenheimer was a Jew.
The Manhattan Project.
Yeah. I thought it was a Jew that was primarily responsible.
Yeah, he was responsible for the development of it. He was the overall like project leader, so to speak. But there was like German scientists, there was Russian scientists.
Exactly.
It was a whole.
Oh yeah,